10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers
we need you to think that you're going to be played against. So they want.
I'm a little bit worried about tomorrow's game. I saw a stat online.
Sergio
He's going to play at the night. That is the second. We only have two months, 9
I know people have gone on about if we lose Lukaku, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Productions.
Welcome to the stream, welcome to the Blue Lounge. I hope you guys are all having a good day. A couple of technical issues with my mic today. I've been trying to fix them. Yeah, it's not going to happen. We're trying to fix it. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. If you can hear me okay, let me know in the chat. Big up to everybody. I hope you guys are all having a good evening. Been buzzing from the win yesterday, and been thinking about what kind of stream to give you guys today. I mean, we'll be doing a preview tomorrow, and I thought let's have a look back at the year. We've still got a few more days to go of 2021. So I wanted to have a look back and see how good or bad it has been for Chelsea Football Club. And I wanted to discuss that with you guys in the chat and with my panelists, and spend the next hour or so just reminiscing and paying respect and farewell to this year. So yeah, that's what's going to be about today. It's going to be mainly talking about what's happened so far and what we expect to see in the future with all that is currently happening. In the chat we have with us Bobby Smoke Signals, waiting for him to jump on. Hopefully he's good and he'll be on shortly. Hawkeys, how are you, my man? Same to you, mate. Hopefully you can jump on. Abdul B, big up to you. Shah Mark, big up to you. John Walker, greetings. John Walker, big up to you. Audio is perfect. Thank you, Hawkey. Thank you. Big up to my panelists. Today we have MDT, Dennis, the Couch Critic. He's changed his name back, so back to familiar territory. And Boogeyman. Big up to my panelists. Mo, how are you?
I'm
MDT,
good, Mo. How are you doing? I hope all is well
Yeah, all is
with
good.
yourself
All
and
is
the
fine.
family. And also, Denise, how are you? I hope all is well with yourself and the family. And Boogie,
Also,
I hope
brother.
all is well with yourself, with the family. And I hope the wife let you speak today for a bit longer before they kick you out.
Yeah.
Free boogeyman.
Free Boogeyman. Hi, Dennis Lukaku. How you doing today, mate?
Yeah, he only gets that name. He only gets the respect after one game. He has to continue on. You're not going to see Dennis Lukaku until he scores again. So back to just being the couch critic.
Hopefully,
But all is good.
hopefully we'll see you back on Sunday as Dennis Lukaku. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, I'm
Fingers
hoping
crossed.
for Wednesday, to be honest. Like, I'll take a
Answer
Wednesday.
Sunday. Yeah. When is the answer?
Yeah.
When is the answer? Yeah, but my
Right,
thoughts are
right.
with Liverpool. You know, Liverpool is.
Yeah, don't sleep, son. Don't sleep, man. Right?
Big up. Hey, Lukaku fanboy, the new Lukaku fanboy.
Boogie, yes.
Boogeyman. How's it going, Boogeyman? Good to see you back.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
How did it go yesterday? If you don't mind me asking, was it good?
Which one?
The The bit before you came on the stream and the bit after you came on the stream.
The debate before and after.
No. The bits before, because you were at your in-laws in it before you came on the stream. You were,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so
it
what
was
was
okay.
it? How did that go? Did that go good?
No, it was good. It was good. They don't understand it. They just don't understand it, and and you just have to let it go, right? There's the people don't understand the hype or what exactly it is about Chelsea and what exactly it is about football. They will never understand it. You just have to accept it, right? And then and
I
just move on.
mean, what I've noticed is a lot of people. They're polite. They'll they'll string you along for a few weeks, pretending that they're interested, but then after a while, they'll just tell you, dude, I'm not interested. Stop it. But I noticed that with a lot of family members, especially the older lot. They're good for a little bit, and then it's like, listen, we're not really into football.
Oh yeah. We talk a little, but not too much.
Yeah.
It's just they got the man in the family discuss and the woman just different. It's like we don't. It's the water and the oil. We don't match.
We don't mix. See, I told you, my mic has been. Yeah, it's
We
been all
don't mix
over.
when it comes to football.
It's been all over. Listen, I'm gonna share. No, hold on. Let me just do this. We'll do this, and then I'll Boogeyman. I'll let you take over while I fix my mic. Just banter for the next 2 minutes. Literally 2 minutes. Just go and stick it back on the table. I'll be right back.
So Bookie, how was Lukaku yesterday, man? That was quite the display, eh? Did he hold up the ball? Was his movement good?
Amazing. Man, I've seen. I think it was two different action that I saw. Anyways, he's done something I normally expect him to do like on regular basis, and he has actually done it properly. His hold on play at one point, I think I commented in our chat directly. I said, "Wow, his hold on play here was just one really good," and he used his physicality, his presence, and everything. And the other thing I like about him yesterday is his position.
Was he's fast, right? It's the fact that he's fast, right?
Don't put words in my mouth. Now, the thing I like about him yesterday is the fact that he's putting himself between two defenders all the time and calling for the ball. It's not like he's not just with one defender trying to put his back against that defender. He's always trying to make room and put himself between two. And I've never seen that from him since he moved to Chelsea. That was one of my critics. And I was even frustrated because Pulisic was not crossing the ball to him. Even Hudson-Odoi has a few chances. Even Alonso has a few chances, and they didn't cross it. So I was, even if you remember in our chat, I said, why don't you just cross the ball? We're losing 1-0. Cross the ball.
Boogie.
Yeah.
Boogie, I think he doesn't want the ball crossed to him. He wants the ball put in a position for him to run into. But Chelsea players are thinking that he wants the ball crossed to him. If you watch him at Inter or Belgium, they don't cross the ball to him. They cross the ball in a area where he run into. When he's standing, it doesn't mean that he wants the ball to him. Yesterday, Hudson-Odoi, that cross, that was the perfect type of cross he wants. He doesn't want the ball to him. Put it in an area where he can go to.
Yeah, that makes him more effective because he can use his physicality to just bully guys
Thank
out of
you.
the way too.
Because he can bully the defenders. But Chelsea players, they keep crossing the ball to him. He doesn't want the ball crossed to him. He wants the ball put in a position where he can fight with the defenders.
So how do you put the ball in the position where he can fight if you don't cross it?
No, that's what I mean. The crossing.
That's exactly what Callum Hudson-Odoi did. Is exactly what he did. He put it in.
Yeah, but he
didn't put it
to get in around
he put the ball in the box for him.
No, he put it where Lukaku and the defender can fight for the ball. You see the area. You have to look at the area, not the man. If you're looking for him, it's a problem.
He's so good with words. Just play with words, man.
Audio's great.
Coach, you understand what I'm talking about, isn't it?
I know exactly what you're talking about. It means you don't just put it where he's standing. You put it in an area where you can attack the ball.
Let me just make it clear. I think my English vocabulary.
Lads, 1 second. I'm getting. Here we go. Listen. Let's get back to the topic. Lukaku's performance was spot on yesterday. The game was fantastic. We'll address those bits in due course. Listen, 2021 has been a good year for Chelsea. 2021 has been the year that Chelsea were able to secure their second Champions League title. The second, is it the second Super Cup, or was it the first? Did we win the Super Cup last time around? No, we didn't. The first Super Cup. Chelsea were able to secure the first Super Cup, unless I'm missing one.
No, we won the Super Cup before.
We won. When did we win the Super
Cup? Yeah, at Monaco, 90. No, the Super Cup against Real Madrid. I think Gus Poyet scored the goal.
Yes.
Who scored the goal?
Yeah.
Gus Poyet.
Gus Poyet, Uruguay player. The original Suarez.
It was the Lampard before Lampard. The midfielder that run into box and score goals.
Gus Poyet, great player, fantastic player. One of my best attacking midfielders that I watched growing up, back in those days. Anyway, so fantastic year for Chelsea. Number two, second Super Cup. DJ Savage is correcting us in the chat. Correct, second Super Cup, second Champions League, and second manager. We started the season. We started last season under Frank Lampard, and Frank Lampard unfortunately was sacked, and I say unfortunately for him, because the result was that we got a manager who came in and was able to turn the season around for us and end it with us winning the Champions League, securing top four, and then starting this season by winning the Super Cup, and currently in third, going into the new year. It's been a good season. Filled with memories, filled with joyous achievements this year. I wanted to spend the first part of this stream just reflecting upon the year and getting the highlights from each one of my panelists. I'm hearing plates crackling in the background. Is that where's that coming from? So if one of you guys, that might be all right. I'll put you on mute. If we can spend a couple of minutes just listening to each one of you, and if you can give me your highlights of 2021 and what stood out for you. MDT, I know you have sent me a few bits, so just let me know when you want me to use them, and I can put them on the screen for you. And I want you to kick us off with this segment. Give me your highlights of 2021, mate.
Yeah, for me, my highlights, the highlights I will pick that gave me hope. The match that I thought, you know what, this season might be great here. It was the Atletico Madrid game, and the way we managed that game, I was shocked, because that was a dangerous team. We nullified all their threat.
Would you say the goal of the year was scored in that game?
Giroud, yeah, one of the best. Although the way the ball came to him wasn't nice, but the execution was great. Yeah, the execution was one of the best technique I've seen in a long time. You know, in a football pitch, you can match to with anyone I've seen in especially in the Champions League. But that's the game where I saw something, and I'm like, you know what, we have a chance. And after that game, I thought we'll finish second in the league. You know, I didn't think we'll finish fourth, but what ended up happening, because he changed. You remember, he made a lot of changes in the league games. He will play this guy. Billy Gilmore was playing. Alonso was playing, because we went to the FA Cup final. So he was rotating a lot. That's why we lost points as well in the league. But I believe we could have finished second. That Atletico Madrid game, and also him playing Callum at right wing back. I was like, you know what? This is gonna be better for his development. That's the only way you can change an attacking player to be a very good to be a better defender as well, is by you putting them in a position where they're uncomfortable, for them to adapt. It's for them to learn how the struggle defenders go through when they lose the ball up top. So that was a brilliant move for me. That's when I started saying, you know what, this is the Tuchel that was in how do you call it, Dortmund. Okay, this is the Tuchel. You kind of see that. Is it Mainz before Dortmund? I can't remember the team now. I think it's Mainz. So
Yep.
you kind of see him playing with this young lad, and even at PSG, when he came there, he used to trust the young lads. For me, that was the best thing. I'm like, okay, everybody thinks saying that Lampard, we're gonna lose our identity with young players, but they don't even know this coach. That's why Chelsea went for him. He's one of the coaches, one of the managers that always trust in young players more. So for me, it's the Atletico Madrid. That was the game that gave me hope. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was one of the highlights. For me, I agree. Things turned around for us that in that game, on many levels. We started to believe. We started to believe. I think the run for that final, for that trophy. A lot of people would underestimate how tough it was. They said we were on the easy side of the draw and whatnot. We had some tough games. We had some tough opponents, and I think that was definitely one of the turning points in the season. Cheers for that, Mo. Couch, give me the highlight for you this season. What was the highlight for you?
Well,
This year,
I know.
rather than the season. This year.
Well, I know we're going to get into the Champions League, and I know many are going to mention that. But for me, it was actually the semifinal, just because I had so much banter going back and forth with one of my friends who's a big Real Madrid fan and just continuously brags about how much more of a big club that they are, and the fact they won 3 straight Champions League and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, you still haven't played us. You still haven't played us yet. For all your success the last 10, 15 years, you still haven't played Chelsea in a meaningful game. And this is the first opportunity where, we got to meet them. And that first game, we just eviscerated them. It wasn't even fun. We could have been up 6 goals. On a chance that we just didn't take. So that particular tie for me was probably even better than the final. Those 2 games, just seeing us take on a world power like Real Madrid, an institution, a football institution, and giving them such a lesson, not only at the bridge, but also again at or no, I guess it was the bridge, and then their training ground, because they didn't have it. It wasn't at their main park there. So Bernabeu, right? So
Yeah, it wasn't Bernabeu, correct? Yeah.
But it was just the fact that we were able to, impose ourselves against a big opponent and not look out of place, number one, with such a young squad too, and make them look as so ordinary. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm not wrong, we could have won that first game easily 4-5. I remember the first half, so many opportunities where on another day we would have buried them, but they just fell to the wrong people at the wrong time, and unfortunately we couldn't take advantage of the situation. But for the most part, that performance left me feeling like, yes, we could go on and win this thing, not just because we're in the final, but because we're not afraid of anybody. We've shown that we can play with anybody. We beat Atletico. Obviously, Porto was a tough game, but we were expected to win that. We went into the Real Madrid draw. Most people had Real Madrid. We came through that, and then, of course, with the amount of games that we played against City leading up to the final, we had the momentum and also the belief that we can beat them. So, it started for me with the Real Madrid, but it didn't end there. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, Real Madrid was a big factor, and I really loved the way that Kante showed what he's all about in both legs in that game. The way that he did. His runs, his attacking ones were spot on, were fantastic. was a good couple of games there. Great time, showtime. Is this stream open? Not at this point, but it will be in a little while. The first portion of the stream is closed, but then we will open it up for you guys to partake. So I will be putting the link in the chat in due course. Before I go to Boogeyman, I just want to welcome Bobby, Smoke Signals, and Nia Zion into the stream. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well.
Good, Mo, good.
Lee,
and
how are you?
Guys.
Lee, I think you're on mute. I think I put you on mute because I was getting some feedback. Lee, there is a buzzing sound in the background of your audio. Can you hear us, Nee?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't hear anything from here. I don't know.
No. When you're talking, it goes. When you're not talking, I'm hearing a buzzing sound, like a fan or something.
It's from my laptop.
Oh, well.
It's a fan from my laptop. I've got one of those things that stays underneath it that warms it up. When it's when it's getting hot, it just cools it down.
Okay, all right. No worries. Yeah, no worries. Just when you're not talking, just put yourself on mute so we don't get in the background.
Okay.
Neil, welcome to the stream. I'll be coming to you shortly. Boogeyman, how are you? Tell me your take and your highlight of 2021, brother.
What I will say is the squad that Tuchel put together is my highlight is pretty much when we won the Champions League against Manchester City. It was unbelievable, and some of my friends here talk about Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, and it's true. But for once during that run, during that Champions League run, I felt like at one point I felt like whoever Tuchel plays in any position, the level of Chelsea team doesn't go down. As a Chelsea fan, I was really so. Even the Frank Lampard, Makelele team, I have never felt that way. So that's when I noticed something amazing is happening with this coach, and also the ages of our players. So you have the Mounts, the Havers, and even I can talk about Werner, who was 24 or 25, a little older. But I was really surprised about how even sometimes we miss N'Golo Kante in EPL, and our level we're still playing with intensity, pressing, physical. In Europe, no team can match our intensity. That would be my highlight. And winning the Champions League at the end was just the ice on the cake for me. And against Manchester City, the team that we know Pep has drilled for how many years? 6 years now, or 5 years? Listen, last year winning the Champions League was just too good to be true, and I expected a lot this new season. That was my highlight, to be honest. Yeah. The level that Tuchel brought to this team, it was crazy. It was crazy.
You know, Boogie. You mentioned that final beating Man City to win the Champions League as being your highlight. It's a fantastic moment. But I also want to remind the fans that we actually beat Man City 3 times in that season. And this is the team that a lot of people are doubting to be dropping points. It's a team that we managed to beat 3 times in one season. So, it's a fantastic achievement for us to have had. And it was a fantastic season for us last season. And hopefully this season will mirror that in respect to achievements. I'm going to go to Bobby. Before I go to Bobby, Strip Bear, always contributing with the super chats. Thank you very much, and big up to you, Bobby. Tell me about 2021 and the highlighting moment for you as a Chelsea fan.
I don't think. I mean, when you talk of a highlights of a year, you can't go beyond the Champions League final. It was an incredible uh, summit to climb. An incredible achievement after many, many achievements along the way. This club is about winning the big prizes. And there's nothing worse than getting to a final and not walking away with a trophy. And we were in everybody's eyes that team not to walk away with the trophy, but we overcame all odds. The excuses can be made about Pep overthinking and things like that. I don't buy that. You had your team, you had your chance, you had your players rested 2 weeks more than Chelsea players. So there are no excuses here. We won that trophy fair and square. And it really has to be the highlight of 2021. Second to that, to me, would be winning the Super Cup. We should be all about the trophies and racking them up in our trophy cabinet. I will never forget back in 2018 when I went to Madrid. Funny enough, I'd been to Spain so many times, but I had never been to Madrid. So when I went to Madrid, then I made sure I went to the Bernabeu and I took the tour. And going through their trophy cabinet, wow, it's incredible. It's just incredible. And, I haven't done the Chelsea tour yet, but I think that's the benchmark. That's where we should be. I know our trophy cabinets is filling and it's better than most, but it could be better still. So for me, 2021 will always be remembered for our Champions League victory.
Yeah, definitely. Champions League and Super Cup, two great trophies, two big trophies. Some people undervalue the Super Cup, but to win it, you have to be you have to win the Champions League, especially for us here in Europe. So, Champions League or the Europa Cup. So it's a big trophy. It's a big trophy, and it's one that not many teams get a chance to play for. So it's good to have it. Especially we've had a couple of bites at it recently, bites at the cherry recently, and lost out in recent years. So to have got it this year on the back of winning the Champions League is it's great. Let me hear from Nizayon. Nizayon, we haven't seen you on the Blue Lounge for quite some time. It's good to have you back, my brother. How you been? And give me your highlight of the year.
Yeah, I haven't been on the stream, but I'm always helping behind the scenes. Watching videos and liking it, and then concentrating a little bit, trying to grow the channel. Legends like you.
Man look younger.
Oh, do I? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Listening to legends like you trying to help also grow the channel hasn't been that easy. I want to say thank you very much for all the opportunities and behind the scene talk. No one knows what we do behind the scene, but it's just you and I.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
There's so many highlights. There's so many of them. You cannot say anything without saying the Champions League. As Bobby said it all. But I also want to bring this thing in the line, which is the return of a legend. The return of a legend, Frank Lampard. When the Frank Lampard first game, until he won his first game, it was like a goosebumps. Whenever Lampard wins a game, the way and manner at which he rallied, the entire team follows him up to the stands and trying to celebrate that win. Anytime we win a game, it looks like we've won a Champions League. I remember we won against one of the big teams. He went all the way down there and threw his hands, and I sat down over here on the couch and everywhere, and I watch him doing that. I always feel so much goosebumps, and I cannot put my highlights down without saying anything about the return of the legend Frank Lampard. I hope one day he will come back being a different person, trying to manage the team in a different way. And also, we cannot say without talking about the Champions League finals, more or less the Super Cup. The Champions League finals, we were not favored to win that. They took that aspect away from us as winning it and giving all the credit to Manchester City in a way that Pep is overthinking. Pep did not do what he's supposed to do. But then we beat them 3 times, and we beat every team that they put right in front of us, proud to the finals. So we deserve everything. We deserve everything to win that competition. It was a very difficult game. It was end to end, and we had that single chance. Great pass from Mason Mount to another great signing, Kai Havertz, to put the ball in the back of the net. And there's no way you can write the history of Chelsea without bringing the finals of the Champions League in. So those are my memories.
No, it's fantastic. I think you have one of the kids in the background with the toy.
I didn't even see it.
It was it's beautiful. He was just as you were talking. It was in the background. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Nee, listen. You know, Frank Lampard, his impact.
Say hi. Say hi. You want to say hi? Say hi.
Hello. Hey, how are ya?
Say I'm doing all right.
What's your name?
It's all right. Say, what's your name?
What's your name?
No, he said, what's your name? So tell him what your name is. Diego?
Hello, Diego.
Yeah. I name it. Go downstairs and play. Okay. I name it after Diego Armando Maradona. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. God bless. Yeah, Maradona. What a player.
What a player is.
What a player. Yeah. What a player. Maradona. He's the one that really got me into football, into watching football. In 1986, his performance in the Mexico World Cup. That was the beginning of the footballing adventure for me. Nizayo, thank you very much. I'm going to change the format into an open discussion. I want you guys to tell me about the good. We've addressed the highlights. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and what we can take from it moving forward to 2022. You know, we talked about the success of the Champions League. We talked about the importance of having a manager like Tuchel at the helm of Chelsea Football Club moving into the new year. What can we take away from what we've seen over the past 12 months and build on moving forward? And this is really open to you guys. Whoever wants to jump in, you're welcome to do so. Anybody wants to jump in?
Yeah, from what I've seen so far is, beginning of the season and from winning a great Champions League, we would think we have it all. We were thinking we have it all in a team, but from what we're seeing now is players that we have, the squad depth, the players we have on the bench are not anywhere equal to what we have as a starting lineup. So going forward, I know Tuchel is really, really, really needed DM from what I've read and from what I've seen, he really needed DM to spike things up. I know we've seen Jorginho playing with Kovacic. We've seen Jorginho playing with Rubin also, but none of those players can really give us goals from the midfield. So I know Tuchel is really looking for someone that can come in and then play as much as what the starting 11 players do. And also concerning the back, centre back or Rudiger, we know for sure Rudiger is definitely going to leave. We're very fortunate to have another young Trevor Chalobah who can do a very good job. The guy is a very smart guy, playing midfield in all his life, and then Tuchel transforming him from midfield to a right centre back. It's amazing. So I think going forward, these are some of the areas that I think the coach would like to address: the centre back position and the DM position. So we know, and then there are some players that we can bring in to help the squad depth.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement there. I still think that just with Conte again, just these injuries that he keeps recurring. I think that we need to address that now. And like I said yesterday, I'm using this window to really assess how serious this board is taking this title challenge. If they're serious about contending this year, that has to be addressed because we can't just run, a legend like Conte into the ground like that. Like if he's not healthy, he shouldn't be playing. And I know that we don't necessarily have a natural fit for him in terms of like the lineup right now.
Sorry, Nick, can you just be up mic on me, please?
Oh, so
Oh, the bees are gone. Okay, all good. No, I just think that again, like we have to give Conte every opportunity to heal, to give his career a little bit more longevity. Because if we continue to use him as we're using him right now, he's just not going to last. He's not going to make. He won't even finish his contract at Chelsea just because the injuries are becoming chronic. So I think we have to go into the market in January and find his heir, his successor, and slowly integrate him into the side while we still have, this Conte that can give us the 8, 9 out of 10s, rather than wait until he's like a broken down version of himself and unable to help the squad. I think that the time is now, because not only that, but we also get the opportunity to slowly integrate his successor, learning under the master, learning under, with a veteran midfield group. And, I throw the name out there. I still think Tchouaméni is one of the great options there. Like we should be looking at him. Seems like he is a Chelsea supporter as well, if you go by what you're seeing on social media right now. And if there's any hope of him wanting to come here, we should be exploring that. I don't care what the price is. We haven't spent any money, in the summer. We basically just sold, and I know that we have a kitty where we could actually go in and actually buy players without like actually being in breach of financial fair play. It's just a matter of now, taking the energy of the moment and putting it to good use. It's just that time, for me at least.
It's a very good point raised by Nee and by yourself. I think the issue is not really just the DM. I think what we have seen this year in regards to the development or the evolution or of the Chelsea squad is really the effect of what we've had and what we've been able to build on. Because when Lampard came in, he had a period where he wasn't able to strengthen his team, but then the last summer we were able to bring in a whole bunch of players which strengthened the squad coming into this year. However, the squad was strengthened in a way which I totally agree with Nee. The flaws in the depth of the squad became apparent because your first 11 top notch, but then when you start to get a couple of injuries, the depth of your squad really becomes visible, and the replacements that come in are not to the same standard and the same level as your first 11. We had a great midfield of Kovačić, Kante and Jorginho, but that midfield became very light the minute two of those players were injured. Therefore, you do need to have a replacement, at least for each and every one of the players in the squad. And I think this is what we should be building on coming into the new year, to have a strong alternative to every single one of the players on the pitch. And Nee is right in saying, and you are right in saying, that the DM position is one of those positions that we do need to strengthen, as it is a pivotal part of our system. We will always be playing with two holding midfielders, as we did under Lampard and as we are doing under Tuchel, and we only have three who are specialising in that position, and one of whom is getting injured more often than not, and is also in his 30s now. So someone to fill in is definitely needed. So Tchouaméni is definitely a position that needs to be. Tchouaméni's position is definitely one that we need to be looking at moving forward. Does anybody else want to jump in on this? Boogie, Bobby,
Yeah. Oh, listen, I said the intensity that Tuchel brought into our play is something that I love, and the possession game that we start doing under Tuchel was something I admired a lot. And the other thing that like I said before, the other thing that I've never noticed from any Chelsea coach is whoever player Tuchel put, at least last season, whoever player he put in any position was still playing really good. And then I was really impressed by the coach at that time, and I think that thing come with the fact that he was using a lot of youth players. And I mean, of course, Frank Lampard contributed a lot by signing Kai Havertz and Werner, and also introducing Billy and Mount. And Tuchel just came and just exploit those kids and put them in a proper position with Hudson-Odoi and all those things. So for me, when I see Saul Niguez performances, I think Saul Niguez is the reason why we are getting frustrated with the midfield position. If Saul Niguez was to be what we thought he was, we will not be screaming today about that position being exposed and all those things. Because Loftus-Cheek was actually fit for 2, 3, 4 months. If Saul Niguez was given what Saul Niguez was supposed to give, we will even rest Kante and Kovacic, and they probably come back stronger and take over again. But it's just Saul Niguez was not in it. That's why we overrun Jorginho, and then after that, Jorginho's injured, and anyways, you know the story. So for me, what I would like to see more is Chelsea trusting their youth. I would like them to actually bring our kid back home and I trust Tuchel to use them, and just give those kids back to Tuchel and give all the freedom to the coach to use them properly so we can see that that team we saw last season. And I'm pretty sure Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmore are enough, because I don't want Charmini coming here and then we sell Billy Gilmore and Conor Gallagher, and then Charmini also getting injured, and we all like we paying Charmini 200,000 a week, and we get frustrated. Going forward, I like to see. I will accept Conor Gallagher not performing at Chelsea Football Club, then have to swallow Tchouaméni not performing at Chelsea. So for me, going forward, we need to review our loan system. Our best loan kids they have to stay at the club, especially that we have a coach like Tuchel that run his entire system on the high tempo, energetic football. So only youth player can deliver those to you. I mean, Kante and Kovacic are different things, but if you're young, Kovacic. If you're young, I think Tuchel is the right coach for you. So moving forward, we need to trust our loan. We need to review our loan system and keep our best youth with us. Make sure they are available and increase the number of squad players, and so we don't run into what we do, what we are, the problem we going through right now. So that will be my message going forward. We need to review those loan system.
Boogie, am I right in assuming you're against us signing Tchouaméni?
No, Tchouaméni is one of the best prospects, right? I wouldn't mind Tchouaméni coming in, but as a Chelsea fan, Chelsea is always going to be a top team. I want Mount to challenge Tchouaméni. I want N'Golo Kante to challenge Tchouaméni. I want Tchouaméni to actually fight for his position, but I just don't want us to sacrifice Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmore for a high-paid transfer, and then which Chelsea fans have to swallow the misperformance or problem that I'm not saying that's the week, but we have the example of Saul. Saul was we thought he's going to be the big one Spanish type. How do you call Busquets type? I mean, that's how I thought he's going to be the Busquets and just take over Jorginho position, scoring goal, doing a lot of stuff, but he didn't do any. So when I heard the hype around Tchouaméni, Me, I'm not going to that train yet, but I'd rather ask how Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmore, and I think with Tuchel, they will come good, and they will actually become one of they will come become the starting 11 for us. I'm convinced of that. So I mean, he come, I don't mind, but we still need to keep Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmore so they all can fight for that position. But because of money side of the equation, I'd rather them not taking to not bringing too many. But again, Chelsea is a top team. They won, but Kono, Billy, and Tramini, they all have to fight together for who started those midfield too. Even they want to bring Rice in, I don't mind it. There's no Rice can come, but then we need to allow them to fight for the position, not loaning our best players, and then we spend money, high top dollars on players that we end up getting
Okay.
frustrated with. You know what I mean?
Let me ask this question to Bobby and to MDT. Bobby and MDT, do you think there is a chance that Chouameni may be in the same mold as Saul Niguez?
That's an interesting one, Mo. I mean, we won't know, will we, until we actually have him on board. I doubt it because he doesn't have the same issues as Saul Niguez, and every player is different. My concern here is that there is a state of mind that Marina in particular has kept me, that I'm not sure about her abilities to conclude deals successfully. And that confidence, in my point of view, is waning by the day as we continue to have the impasse with our defenders. I think the issue is bigger than that. It also transcends to the sporting director. Yes, he did a fantastic thing to get Tuchel in. He did a fantastic thing to get Mendy. But there needs to be follow-up as to a plan, as to a structure. Dennis quite rightly mentioned earlier that Chelsea was a club that, well, hopefully still is a club that purchases players for footballing reasons, and that the financial aspect of it is it's there, but it's not the main driver. But it seems at the moment where we've been forced into that situation where a lot of our decisions are financially based, rightly or wrongly. Our purchases are slow because of it. Our decisiveness is not convincing. Now, coming back to the football, is Chouameni going to be a good signing if it is possible to get him in January, which I have my doubts. I don't think we have the person with the aggression and the drive to be able to seal a deal of a top player like that in January. Is going to be quite a snatch. Now, if he comes, great. Will he be a success? I personally believe he will not be worse than Saul, but he's a young guy, so he's going to need some time. Is that the solution to all our problems? No, because we still have the defense to sort out. Should we bring back Gallagher and Gilmore? I don't know what the deal is with Gilmore. He might want another season. I don't know. But Gallagher, most definitely, he has to come back. Now, we have a choice with him. Do we sacrifice a player in the midfield to get him in? Or do we be clever and put him in the development squad, which we can dip into the first team anyway, which means we go beyond our 25-man registered squad. That is a decision for the club, but that has to be the way to go because our youngsters have proven that they are probably more valuable and more capable than, I would say, most of these expensive buys.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see Billy Gilmore. I would love to see Gallagher break through because they have it. They have the potential. It's just providing it and proving it with Chelsea, because I mean Conor Gallagher is doing it with Crystal Palace. Can he put in the same kind of performances with Chelsea? It's a different system, different players. Should be able to, because it's a similar type of football. Billy Gilmour did really well when he was with Chelsea, but then when he went to Norwich, and the way that Norwich play, it's not having the same kind of output. However, that being said, I believe with the depth that we have in our squad currently, with Kante, Jorginho and Kovacic, I think we can give those guys a season. I personally think Tchouaméni has a lot to offer, and is a very, very good player. Will he produce that with Chelsea? Because I thought the same when it came to Saúl Ñíguez. But obviously he hasn't done that with Chelsea. Will he do that over time? If Saúl Ñíguez was here for a couple of seasons, would he do that then? Maybe. Is that what we want in our next acquisition? I don't think so, because we've had a lot of players who have come in and who haven't hit the ground running. They've taken a bit of time to adjust to the Premier League, and that is something that has become worrisome for me. That's why I would like to see us put more of an emphasis on the youngsters, as Boogeyman has said. But at the same time, I don't think we should be afraid of that signing, of that acquisition, because we do need to bring in players, top quality players. And again, Tchouaméni, will he be there? Before I go to DJ Sav and welcome him, I want to get MDT's input, and then we'll go to DJ Sav. MDT, what's your thoughts on the way forward? Transfer, developing our players. How do you see this?
Yeah, for me, it's always two take. If you guys remember, I've been saying this. Like, I like Tchouaméni a lot. He reminds me more like Essien. Yeah. But I will say the same thing I said about Koundé. I like him a lot. Okay, when I look at Koundé, he reminds me more like this. It could be our next William Gallas. So that's the thing. But one thing I remember I said on different stream before about Koundé, I said he's a very good player, more experienced than Chalobah. That was before the Indians, but it's not better than him. People thought I was crazy. And now people have seen when you give a player that come through the Chelsea rank, they adjust easier into the first team than when you. So I told them if we sign Koundé, he will need adjustment period, whether that's 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, it depends. But after that, it can be anything. I said that. So, but Chalobah come and prove me right, which I'm glad about. Okay, nothing wrong. We should get Koundé as well. But like with the midfield as well, it's the same thing I'll say. Tchouaméni is going to need time to settle. Okay, but Tchouaméni is not the finished product like everybody is making him to be. It's not yet. And also Tchouaméni is not way better than our players we have on loan. No, he's slightly, because he had played more than them for a bigger team. Okay, that's Monaco. That's the thing. He has more experience, more exposure than them. But Chelsea players on loan will settle easier into our first team than Tchouaméni. I will say that now. They will. They just know how to play for Chelsea. That's a fact. Nobody can take that. And right now, the club.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about? Sorry, are you talking about Ampadu? Because I'm speaking of. I want to know what roles you're thinking of.
No, I'm talking about. Let's say you bring in, because we're gonna lose 2 or 3 players in that midfield. Let's say you bring Ampadu, you bring Gallagher, you bring Gilmour. Okay, they will settle in easier. Doesn't mean that they're better than Tchouaméni. They will settle in easier, quicker than him. That's what I'm saying in the Chelsea midfield. Okay, and right now Chelsea, Petr Cech and Cudicini, they have that issue going on right now internally. They're discussing it. They just figure it out now, recently, that Chelsea academy players are settling in easier into system in the first team than players that we are buying. So that's already, the club already is discussing that. You will hear it soon. I said it here first. You will hear it again soon. It's going on right now. Internal discussion. They don't understand. So now the scouting department is under pressure. Why is the young players settling in easier than players that we are buying in? Are they not scouting them properly, or what's going on? So these are the things. So I believe, and also one thing people are failing to understand, after this summer, Billy Gilmore's contract, I think he's going to have a year left, if I'm not mistaken, maximum 2. The same thing with Ampadu. Chelsea either have to sell them, they're not going on loan. These kids are not going on loan. If they're not going to be part of the first team, they want out. They're different from the older generation, Chelsea academy players. That wanted to be at Chelsea, fight for anything the club tell them they will do. This season, these 3 players, if they're not going to be part of the first team, they're going out. They're not taking the chance. They're going out, not on loan. They want out. They want to be part. They want to play for Chelsea. They want to be given the chance. But they're not going out on loan. It's either they give them chance to fight for their place, or Chelsea have to sell them. So all that in case, do you want to go and spend money on players that you say, okay, they might work, they might whatever, they have a higher profile, they've been playing a lot long at the team or other teams. Do you want to come and bring them in? And when it doesn't work out, you already sold your assets. What happened? You start at 0 again. So Chelsea board and the money, they have problem that they're dealing with right now. People think it's straightforward. The club is deep in discussion right now. They need the scouting department, the technical directors, the loan directors. That's what they're working on right now. Why is the academy players settling into the first team easier than players that have been bought for money? So Chelsea fans too need to start asking themselves that question. Sometimes it's not about how good that player is. It's about how better that player is for your system. If the player is better for your system or for your club, it's better than to have a normal player that can do the job better than bringing a superstar or an expensive acquisition. Tchouaméni should be a very good. He has all the characteristics to be the next superstar. But I'm saying he's going to need time, whether that's a month, that's 2 months, like 3 months to settle in.
MDT, can I just add something to? You see, the answer to your question is in the question. Somewhere along the line, Chelsea have let the ball drop. They got rid of perhaps one of the best scouts in Europe, maybe even the world, for whatever reason. Certainly wasn't helped by the fan base with some prejudiced attitude towards this guy. And yeah, I said it. I can say it. There was prejudice against Michael Emenalo. Now 100%. He's gone. The decision process is awry. Chelsea have far more questions than answers. Why? Because there aren't brave people in the board anymore to just say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Now, it is clear.
Bobby, you're scaring me, mate. You're scaring me. Are you telepathically reading my mind or something, man?
No,
I was literally going to say that. Continue.
We're brothers. It's just that, when I get upset, I just call it as it is. And I really don't care, because my issue is Chelsea. I don't care about, personal interests in this particular issue. Now, we need brave people. If we have these youngsters that are good enough, especially now that they're showing and proving that they're good enough, then we've got to play them. We've got to play them. Bring back your Ampadus. Bring back Chelsea football. Football has never really been about big names. It's just about your ability. Bring them back and let them play for the club. And just like Mo has said, they're now in a generation where they're not going to hang around. Why? Because one of the main people, I'm not saying he's the only person, because we did have the input of people like Neil Bath, Eddie Newton, but one of the main people that motivated these boys, brought these boys in, has gone. Now, we can't do anything about the mess of the past, but going to do something, and we must be decisive. And if we've got people that are messing about and are not decisive, then a decision has to be made. Look at other clubs. They don't play around like we do. And we have we're in far better a position than even Man City. But they make decisions quicker and better than us at the moment. Sorry to interrupt you, man.
No. I want to.
Mo, can I add something quick?
I'll let you. I want to hear from DJ Sav because I'm waiting for DJ Sav to come in. DJ, I want you to come in and address a couple of things. Firstly, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you
Big
back.
up.
Merry Christmas
Big
to you.
up,
I didn't get a chance to tell you that.
Thank you very much.
Past couple of days.
Thank you very much.
So Merry Christmas to you, DJ. DJ, a couple of things.
Yeah.
You've heard what everybody has said on the panel. I also want you to address this comment by VJ, our friend at Sportswire. He says thoughts on Terry taking up the academy role. That's going to happen next year. So looking forward to that. Also, DJ, there is two things that I want you to incorporate into your piece here, and that is, why do other clubs sign players, and when they sign those players, 9 times out of 10 they hit the ground running, but when Chelsea sign players, it takes them a while. Point number one. Point number two, why is it that Chelsea tend to sign players who what's the word here? Borderline, I don't want to use a bad term, but let's say they're not proven. They're not proven, and the proven players we can't seem to sign them. And I'm talking generally. I know I'm not saying this is always the case, but generally, we sign 5 players. Two of those 5 are top class, and the other 3, we struggle to get good performances from generally. So why is that with Chelsea? Why can't Chelsea seem to sign or even to loan half decent players? What is it about that? And at the academy, what do we need to do? Do we need to focus on the players that have been mentioned right now? The Gilmores, the Gallaghers, the Ampardus, or go down the other path? And I want to hear your take on this.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for having me on your show as always. Big up to you guys, everyone. I hope all of you had a great Christmas as well. First thing, John Terry. As it goes, I'm actually pretty happy about that one. I always knew at some point he was going to come back to the football club at some point. When it was going to be, I didn't know, but I knew at some point he was going to come and play a part there. In terms of taking over the youth or coming and managing the youth academy players. So that was always because him being one of it, him coming through the academy would know it all. First of all, so that one doesn't surprise me, and it's actually good for the football club. In terms of the other question of why the players, you got to look at our scouting really, Mo. And I think both MDT and Bobby have pointed out on it already. It's our scouting team compared to other teams, as you've mentioned there. Their scouting team is far better than us. They always seem to get it right than what we do, and you've seen that with how Manchester City have been doing their stuff, how Liverpool are doing their stuff as well. You're seeing it. With Chelsea, for some reason or another, I don't know what it is with us. We have the players at the academy. We've seen that. We saw them against Brentford the other day.
DJ, I've lost your audio. DJ, if you can hear me, I need you to reset because I can't hear you. Can you guys hear DJ, or is it just me?
I can't.
Yeah,
no, he's gone.
He's gone.
Welcome, Pablo.
Boogie, carry on. I'll wait for you to come back. Carry on, Boogie.
I want to say Conor Gallagher has a contract till 2025. Ampadu 24, and only Baby Moore will have a contract negotiation on 2023. So I think we're doing pretty good job, at least with those talent. The only problem is we need to make them feel like they're part of the team and they have a chance to break into our team at this, because I don't think Ampadu and Conor are in a strong position now to demand too much, but all they want is to break into our first team. Billy contract in 2023, I think Marina should start a negotiation as early as possible, because he is the right heir, or the backup for Jorginho, and I would not want to see Billy become something huge for Manchester City or other teams, because if we wait, that's exactly what's going to happen. Everybody saw that kid being man of the game, man of the match in European. I think it was Scotland against England when he was man of the match, and also Liverpool, Chelsea, he was man of the match. So he has something in him, and I'm pretty sure if we wait too long, there's a big club, Bayern, Manchester City, or even Dortmund, waiting just to pounce on us. So his negotiations have to start. But I think those kids don't really want to play for other clubs. They just want to play for Chelsea. And we need to open the door as soon as possible. And next season is the season. No time to scare them with Tchouaméni or Declan Rice. Just bring them back and let them give them the full chance to take over. That's all I can say at this point.
Can I answer that, Boogie?
Go on, Boogie.
After this summer, Ampadu, that's 2 years. That's the same length Gerhi has when he left. That was the same length most of the players that left, because that's the best time.
No, they have 1 year left when he left.
That's how much years did Tamori has? I think similar, isn't it? So I think what I mean is they're not gonna go on loan. That's the thing. They're not going to on loan. I'm telling you this. This is like not one thing. Chelsea knows that. Their representative already told Chelsea that these kids are not going on loan. It's either Chelsea sell them or they're not going on loan. Whatever happens next summer is going to be a drag on, an issue with the club and the kids, whatever, but they're not going on loan. They made that either they're giving chance to fight for first team football or they want out. So Chelsea can sell them and make a lot of money.
I don't think Conor Gallagher, for example, if we decide to loan him next season, what does he have to say? He is still with us till 2000. Listen, that's not what I want. But what you're saying, they're not in any strong position to.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with Boogie on this.
Boogie, they're not in. This is the thing. They're not in a strong position contract-wise. But if a player wants to leave, okay, Chelsea can fight. The player can fight. It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be messy. And as soon as it's messy, that's the end of the relationship. Okay, and Chelsea will sell if it gets to a stage where it's untenable. And they are ready to go that far. I'm telling you.
Barkley is here.
Barkley, come on. I'm telling you.
We saw it with Callum Hudson-Odoi as well, right? Callum wanted to go, like he's put in a transfer request. Chelsea kept him, re-signed, right? I don't think everything is as cut and dry as that. Like if we don't play them or they don't stay at the club, they're going to leave. Like that seems like they don't have the leverage for that at 2020. Like especially with Conor Gallagher, he's tied till 2025. And if he's gonna make a stink with his contract at this state right now, then he's probably not the guy that you want at Chelsea anyways. To be honest, like he can't be forcing.
I'm being honest with you.
Forcing his actions.
Believe me, Couch. No, I disagree with that. It's their career. If Chelsea don't want to give them the chance, they should leave. I'm not.
Yeah, but this is the thing. They're not going to get. What are you considering a chance though? Like if they come into the first team, right, and they compete for a spot, and then the best decision for them is to go on loan, then why are they pushing for a move at that point?
No, they're not gonna go back on loan because guess what? The loan system after you're 22, it doesn't make professional sense for you anymore. You name a player that went after loan after 22 in world football. Because Tammy guess Abraham? What? It does. Come on, Tammy is not after 22. You know that.
Our number 12, Ruben.
Ruben was injured. That's different.
Yeah, but what do you mean? But you always find something. Anyway, we're not gonna go into this. Let's just move. I'm telling you. You
guys are speaking your opinion. I'm telling you what's going on. No, so this is the thing.
That's what I don't believe.
Okay, it's fine. I'm not gonna have this discussion anyway.
No, MDT, listen. I just don't believe that Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, you don't believe it is fine, Boogie. You think the thing is.
I'm trying to say to you. I think
it doesn't work.
Billy Gilmore is in a more stronger position at this time to be back, and he has proven already. He played for Chelsea one full season. Every time he has appearance, he ends up being man of the match. So I think
Boogie, I disagree.
You know what?
Hold on, Nick. I'll let Nick come in, but Boogie, Conor Gallagher is more of the mold that Tuchel is seeking than Billy Gilmore. Two things about Billy Gilmore that Tuchel doesn't like. From what I've seen, he's not told me this, but this is what I've gathered from what I've seen. He doesn't like the fact that Billy Gilmour is of such a small stature, size-wise, and he doesn't think that he is versatile enough in regards to the different roles that he can play on that pitch. That's what I've gathered from Thomas Tuchel's management of Gilmour. Now, in the flip side to that, Conor Gallagher has shown that he is the opposite of that. Firstly, physically he is strong, and secondly he can play in multiple positions, as he has done for Chelsea and for Crystal Palace recently. Therefore, he is in a stronger position. Do I think that Billy Gilmour is a player that has the potential to be successful at Chelsea? Of course, I think he can be very successful at Chelsea. But I think Tuchel will lean more towards Gallagher than Gilmour. I'll let you come back in after I hear from Nizayon. Nizayon, what do you want to say about this?
See, this whole talk on the academy players is, it looks like we see the gold, but you're trying just right in front of us, but you're trying to take all kind of machines to dig down and go find the gold. But whilst we all know the gold is right there, and this is what I'm trying to say in terms of the Billy Gilmour to Armani situation. Look, we brought in players that haven't played in the Premier League before, and it takes them quite a long time for them to integrate and understand the culture and in English football. So I think that Gallagher have already shown it. Billy Gilmour has also shown it. We know he's a good player. Just like you said, maybe you could be right, maybe you could be wrong in terms of the stature and the size of Billy Gilmour playing in our team. I'm not sure about how Thomas Tuchel rates the size of the player. I mean, if you're talking about size of the player, then I know with his style, probably Billy Gilmour might be small for him, but we see small players like Diego Maradona, the Luka Modric of Real Madrid, and how small they are. But the most important thing, the Iniesta, the Xavis, they have the eye to give good passes. That's what I've seen from Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour, anytime he starts for Chelsea, he ends up being the man of the match, the MVP as all time. What I think the Premier League need in our boys is the physicality and be able to have that energy to run miles and miles in case of the 90 minutes. And this is what we've seen for Conor Gallagher. I haven't seen what I've seen for this Tchouaméni guy. To be honest with me, I'm not a fan of him. I don't really like him. It's not that I hate him. I don't really like his style, because all the highlights that I've seen from John, I haven't watched the whole entire game. But most people see these highlights on YouTube and they will be like, okay, let's go get it. Let's go get this guy. Let's go get him. Just like we did with Timo Werner. He scored goals from all angles in the Bundesliga. We're going to get another player that plays in the competition that has only one winner. That's the PSG. Is a one winner. But when you come to the Premier League, can he handle the likes of Newcastle United, the pace, the physical nature of the way they run, end-to-end game? Can he handle it? And most of the time, I see this guy, just like some of you said, Bobby said that he is not the finished article yet. He flies in tackles on any angle, and he will get red card in every game that he plays in the Premier League if that's how he plays. So to me, I'm not a fan. The academy boys have proven. Ruben was playing with was it Crystal Palace? He wasn't playing well, but look, when he came back to Chelsea, playing with his superstars, he is playing very well. The same thing with Billy Gilmour. When he was playing with the Jorginhos and all these guys, anytime he plays, he becomes the MVP, the man of the match. So why can't we bring Gallagher in? Who knew that Mason Mount was going to be what he is now? But then we have to gamble. We have to take opportunities like this. Stop spending 100 millions on these players outside the Premier League and use the academy. I'm done.
Can I just say this? I'm not necessarily anti-academy. I think that we have to be able to utilize both the academy as well as the buying system. And I'm just trying to figure out how do you guys Conor Gallagher is not a rival to Tchouaméni. They don't even play the same position. Like, if you're buying Tchouaméni, you're not buying him because you think that he's going to block Gallagher.
Couch, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, trying to go outside and bring someone into our team whilst we have other players from around us.
No, completely understandable. What I'm saying is, I don't think in the academy right now we have somebody that that has the profile of a Tchouaméni. Like, you can argue Ampadu. I don't necessarily think that he is of that. I haven't seen a lot of him the last little while. I know MDT's been banging on that he's killing it in Italy right now. I don't know. I just know that when he was here, he struggled to acclimatize himself to the squad. He went on a few loans and, you know, kind of lost his way, not playing. For me, Tchouaméni is of that ilk. You know, he's that up and comer that can come into the squad and provide the same sort of like, maybe not the same, like there's no other N'Golo Kante, but like if you were thinking of a natural replacement for N'Golo Kante, that Michael Essien type, it's Tchouaméni for me. We don't have anybody in the squad right now that can offer that sort of like box-to-box presence, that sort of like real physicality, and, you know, and also just the ability to play up and down the pitch. You know, Conor Gallagher is, for me, he's rivaling Mason Mount. If he comes back into the squad, that's the position he's after. You know, Gilmore is looking at Jorginho. That's his position there. You know, and I mean, I got another question for you guys. This is kind of like a bit of a sidetrack, but I've been looking at the contract situation right now, just because we've been talking about like who's got years left. Like N'Golo Kante is up at the end of next year. How many of you guys actually think that he's going to be re-signed, given the nature of his injuries and stuff like that we're seeing right now? Like, he's going to be, what, 32? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Do you think that this is something that the board is going to be looking to open up the purse strings again to offer him another contract? Because now is the time to do that if that were the case.
Yeah, good shout. Good shout. They should give him. They should give him a couple of years, because they were prepared to do that for Willian. So they should definitely be doing that for Kante. But will they? I don't know. His injury situation is quite worrying. Yeah, but it's a good shout. It's a good shout. Kante does need to be addressed.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. He has to be resigned. N'Golo Kante is N'Golo Kante. I don't see where the problem is. He got injured, and he always wants to play. And for what I heard from Tuchel and most of his colleagues, he handled himself pretty well. So it seems like he's going to be playing until he's 38. So listen, N'Golo Kante does not. I'm not going to go to his personal life or his beliefs or whatever. I think he does not do stuff that anybody will sit down here and think he may not have a long career. He seems to always stay home, do his exercises, eat really good. So I just don't see where. I think it's just kind of Ronaldo, one of those type of players that was going to play. Thiago Silva.
Boogie.
I just think the injuries are a factor, right? Like, it's obvious.
Sorry, Couch.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know what you're saying, Boogie, in regards to his diet, in regards to his discipline. Kante is one of the most disciplined players you'll ever see. One of the most disciplined individuals, regardless of football. One of the most disciplined individuals you will ever see. However, the style of player he is, speed and distance covered is what he's all about. And with the injuries that he's getting, with him getting older, that is going to be reducing. And when that reduces, his efficiency will also reduce, regardless of how fit he is.
I actually disagree. I think the only problem, the main reason why N'Golo is not coming back stronger is because we're not letting N'Golo coming back properly. We keep using N'Golo when he's half injured. We keep using the guy when he's not completely fit. N'Golo is 32. We already know that. And same thing going to happen with Thiago Silva. He's 38 or 36.
37.
37. And I heard he has an hamstring injury. We need people.
N'Golo Kante's 30, by the way. Just to put that out there, he's 30.
Yeah, I was literally just double checking because I thought he was 30. Yeah, you're right.
Who's that?
Kante.
Is what?
He's 30.
He's 30.
Okay. So he's only 30. I say he's only 30. I think we signed Makelele when he was 29 or 30, if I remember, from Real Madrid or something like that. And we gave him 4 years contract. The thing is all about the discipline or how the person lives his own life. And I trust N'Golo to play up to 36. And we need to sign player. If we want to see the best of N'Golo can only get better. Did you see all those drop shoulder? He was all those dribble he was doing last 2 games. We saw him dribbling in front of this the opposition box and passing the ball. All those things. those things going to keep happening because he's maturing more and more. He's going to be more smarter. He's going to be something we haven't. He has a lot to show us. So for me, we sign players. We rest N'Golo Kante. We only play N'Golo Kante when he is fit. He deserves another 4 years contract. Simple as that.
It's not. The solution isn't that difficult. If we get rid of Barkley, Saul, it will be enough to bring back Conor Gallagher, Gilmore, and keep N'Golo, because N'Golo's game time is going to be affected. He's not going to be playing as much, and that's more than enough for people like Gallagher to step in.
Bobby, what about Ruben? Where do you see Ruben fitting in?
Sorry?
Where do you see Ruben Loftus-Cheek fitting in?
Well, Ruben is already part of the midfield four, isn't he? He's already there. So then the positions that will be up for fight will be the positions occupied by Barkley and Saul. Now, if you say that, okay, we get Tchouameni, just for want of a better word, get Tchouameni and Connor, then you have those two that are going to fight for their positions. And then if you say that we keep Kante and just play him sparingly, which we're going to have to do, well, that's your road for Gilmore to come back right there. It's not that complicated, lads. It's just decision making in the board.
I think Bobby. I think it's a little bit more than that. You see, Saul is going. No doubt. Barkley, again, is a player that Chelsea may be looking to offload even as early as January. But I think we will see more changes in the team past that. I have a feeling that one of the attackers will also be going at the end of the season. And would we be inclined to replace him with another attacker, or do you think that Gallagher will slot in? And I'm thinking Chiesa. I'm thinking, players of that ilk. Would we be looking to do that, or maybe give Gallagher, a position as one of the attackers?
As I've said, I don't have confidence in the board at the moment to pull off a deal like Chiesa. They'll keep flattering to deceive in that one over the summer. So my mind is not there. And, we talk about one of the strikers going. Well, the strike force has been weakened already. We've never replaced Tammy, neither did we replace Giroud. So we went down to 2 from 4. So I don't know. I think if the issue is with the departure of Saul in the summer and Barkley, whether it's January or in the summer, that's more than enough room to bring back Conor Gallagher. I don't know.
Brugge is full. Is exactly what it has to come back also. I just don't see where the problem is. Bring the kid back and just make space for them. And they should be able to.
There is no problem. If we do
I don't think there's a problem either. What I was saying was, maybe this is kind of just derailed a bit, but I was saying that because Conte's injury record has not been looking good the last 2 or 3 years, going towards the end of his contract, do you see the board making the decision to re-up on him again? And that in it itself is a real question. That is a real question. We can't just look at that as what we think; it's what they think. And
I see
judging by their history.
I see him being offered an extension. My heart says 2 years, but my head says a year. I see him being offered an extension for sure.
Yeah.
Whether he'll take that is another matter.
He doesn't.
I think
with
Kante, with Kante, all depend because all depend with him because he might want to go back home. He's that kind of person. He might want to go back home because personal reason. But if not, I see Chelsea offering him 2 years. But all depend on Kante. Kante might just want to go back home. So that's one thing as well we should consider.
And if we I'm of the belief that if Conte doesn't stay, like as soon as he's gone, we have to just basically rebuild the midfield because there's nobody that can basically do the job that he does. And with the current makeup of the midfield right now, do we have, even on loan, whatever? I don't think that we have the complement of players to account for the massive, the chasm that he's going to leave in the side, whether it be Gilmore, Gallagher, Ampadu, all these names. So I'm of the opinion that we're still going to have to go back in the market anyways, even regardless of the fact that we feel we have
Then,
a complement of midfielders.
Yeah, but Coach,
there's
look at it this way.
There's
We
nobody in
we
world
will never.
football that will replace Kante. Nobody. So we're just going to
No,
have
for
to
sure.
play differently.
For
Yeah,
sure, but
Coach,
it's
we just have to
profile
play.
too, right?
Yeah, Coach, we just have to because when Makalele left, we didn't replace Makalele. It would be crazy for us to try to replace him. What we do, we just go with what we have and change the way, because the players we have, we can play differently and it will be effective. Because all you do, if you have players that are high energy, you play high energy football. If you play players that are slow energy, you play slow energy football. So the profile you have, you play with that. Because Kante, you can't replace Kante. Like we couldn't replace Makaleli. We couldn't replace. That's the way football goes. You can't replace like for like. I think we just have to either go in the market and change certain things, or if the players we have they're good enough, we play to their strength. And if that works as well, it works. So to be honest, I know Kante is great, but I'm not worried about losing Kante, Rudiger, or whatever. I just want them to give us their best years of their career and see what happens.
And I want to chip in this real quick. I know you guys are talking about the replacement of certain players. Although, yeah, we know we cannot replace the same players, but we have players that have the same kind of attribute that are similar to what we're losing. But what I've seen in the past, the reason why we cannot replace certain players based on characterize is we don't have a sustained a manager that we say, okay, we're given 5 years or 4 years to specific manager.
Truth.
So then if we lose this guy, this manager has to go and look for a player with that kind of attributes or that kind of skill set to come and fill in that gap. But then right after that player is gone, the manager will be going next season. We have to look for another manager who comes in with a different philosophy. So these are the reason why we cannot replace and find certain players that have the same kind of skill set for them to come in and fill those gaps. Because every 18 months we bring in a manager. I don't even know how long Thomas Tuchel is going to last at Chelsea. Only God can tell.
Well, the conversation today is that Tuchel stays. I think it's a bit disingenuous, this Chelsea and manager situation. It's very disingenuous. We had a situation with Antonio Conte, who did not get on well with Marina and provoked the board to get rid of him. Sarri chickened out and wanted to leave because he didn't want to be with us when we were going through the transfer ban. And yes, that's the truth. And
no, I just laugh at your choice of words was perfect. He chickened out. Go on.
And Lampard, who, God bless him, will forever be a legend. He took on the job where nobody else will, and he took it as far as he could go. He went beyond his depth, and even he will admit that. Then Chelsea had to go to a manager that they had courted for a long time anyway. So forget about the short-term sort of contracts he's being given. This is the man I think I have earmarked that will be at Chelsea for some time. We just have to keep, as a fan base, enforcing that. Because as with Mourinho in the second time he was here, the board and the club listen to the fans. They've got their ear to the ground. They know when the fans like a manager or not. And they will keep this man. I don't think they have any intention of getting rid of this man, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope you're right, Bobby. Just going on history, it makes it, because we still haven't really been through like a true Chelsea bad patch for a manager. Like Andrea Ancelotti when he went through his November and is like, oh, it's just a bad moment, and then the bad moment turns into you're sacked in the tunnel. I don't think that we've seen that with Tuchel yet. We're still kind of like we're not even a year in yet, to be honest. So I can't really say that I trust the boards completely to say that this is their man, but I think that Nizayan made a great point though, like just the fact that like a lot of the times what we're seeing, and I think me and MDT touched on this on one of my streams as well, is just a lot of times what you see at Chelsea right now is just when you see a different manager come in, it comes in with a completely different style, and then you have to go out and buy players that suit that particular style of football, and because players have such high wages and stuff like that, the players that are currently at the club, it's very hard to move them out. So then you try and like redevelop them within the squad, and they're not perfect fits. This is exactly what's been happening for years now with Chelsea. And if it's true that Thomas Tuchel is, the long-term choice for management, then yeah, that could change, because then you start tailoring the signings to his particular style. Not just buying players that are versatile, but don't necessarily specialize in one particular thing, like the likes of Havertz, the likes of Werner. These guys are highly versatile, I would say, but they don't necessarily aren't specialists. You look at like Pep's teams. Pep has specialists all over the pitch that play particularly well in his style. The same thing with Jurgen Klopp. He's tailor-made his team to, basically suit his style of football. Whereas with Chelsea, Tuchel's basically just taken this lineup and basically tried to, find players to fit within his system, or even actually change his system to find something that can work with the squad. And I don't know if that's, that's the best approach.
I believe Tuchel is the man. I mean, to be fair, Ancelotti was the last trigger-happy firing. He really was. People like AVB, Gus Hiddink came in as interim, Robbie Di Matteo. If you put your hand on your heart, they were not good enough. They were not good enough. And then Scolari, all these people, they just weren't good enough. Chelsea were looking for stability. That's why they brought back Mourinho. Until Mourinho did what Mourinho does, is he lost the dressing room. What do you expect them to do? When he lost the dressing room, they had to act. So I think I have a certain measure of confidence that this man will be here for a while. I really do.
Yeah, Bobby, I part agree. Sorry, Mo.
Go on. I'll let you say the last bit, because I want to change topics. I'll let you say the last bit.
Yeah, Bobby, I part agree with what you said about, that's true. But the thing with Couch we were discussing, if a board and an owner is choosing a manager instead of the sporting director or whatever, that's a recipe for disaster. That's why our problem is that most clubs, apart from Real Madrid and Chelsea, those are the only two clubs where the chairman or the chief, what's his name? Perez and us are the only team where the chief executives, the money people choose the manager.
MDT, that has changed now. We haven't had
it's changing now. Peter Cech,
Avram Grant. And now we've got one, he chose this man.
That's the ball. Let me finish this one I'm telling you. When AVB was brought in, or even Ancelotti second season, was with a mandate to do something. But as soon as things didn't go how they wanted, you cannot tell somebody, I want you to do this, and they're doing it the way you want it, and something goes wrong, automatically you fire them. If you bring a man in, you said, I want you to change the squad, to bring in the young players, to change the age or whatever, you should accept that, okay, if they come second, you will not fire them. Or if they're changing it, they're fighting with the older players, you can bring the owner that give them the go ahead to do it. You should speak to the senior players to say, hang on a sec, we need to do some adjustment here. But you cannot bring somebody in, you back them halfway and not full. So that used to be the problem. It's changing, that's true. But some of the managers, that's what happened. They were given a job description and remedy to do certain things, and they were doing it, and they fall out with the dressing room because the senior players didn't like it. So sometimes I see that's the board's fault. It's not the manager's fault. It's not the player's fault. It's the board. They should communicate that from the beginning.
I think football is a result game. Whatever you guys say about stability, Tuchel is as good as we're winning. as soon as we stop winning, we have a crisis. And when we have crisis, we know who is going to be sacked. We're not going to sack all the players. We're not going to sack Marina. We're not going to sack anybody else. We know who's going to be sacked. Football is a result. Like people say, yeah, Frank Lampard was given a proper mandate. Bring the youth in it. Yeah, okay, he did it. But it doesn't stop there. You bring it in, and the result has to follow. If the result is not there, you're out. It's simple as that. Tuchel knows that. So I just don't think all those talk about Tuchel will be a long term. He will only be long term if the results are behind him. If he's not, he's out.
All right. Talking about Tuchel. The man made a promise. To us, and I haven't heard the expression that he used for quite some time since. But yesterday I heard it from one of the players. Thomas Tuchel said last season that the next season coming, 2021-2022, Chelsea will be hunting down Manchester City for that title. And we all heard that, and we've mentioned it a couple of times on our streams. But we haven't heard that term being used again. Now, normally, if you have that kind of mindset, you try to put it within your team. And yesterday, I heard it. Yesterday, I heard other players actually use that terminology. And I want to play it for you. I want to watch a short video with you guys that I actually posted on my channel that very few people have watched. And I don't know why that is. But I'm going to share it with you guys and we're going to watch it together. Now, and tell me if you pick up on the term. Here we go. I think this is the one. Let's watch this.
Completely changed the game when you came on. Were you a man on a mission, perhaps frustrated at having had to sit out the most recent games?
Yeah, I think I needed a performance like this today. It's difficult, getting ends of the game. Every footballer wants to be on the pitch. The manager has his reasons, but I kept working hard, and today it was it was good for us to win, and for myself personally, I'm happy with my performance now to push on.
The first goal, was it about the movement?
Yeah, it's movement. I think with balls from with crosses and stuff throughout the years, my movement in the box has been better. I tried to be less static and try to be on the move all the time, and the cross was a brilliant cross, and then I just came across my man and flicked it in.
And when you won the penalty, you just looked unstoppable. Nothing was going to get you.
Yeah, I think that's preferably my preferred actions. Running into space and using my speed and my power, and then the defender did a contact, and Georgie finished it off for us.
In fact, going into the game, you were 9 points behind the leaders, Man City. Was it vital you picked up all 3 points today?
Yeah, I think we are the hunters now. It's clearly that the last results for us were not the best. And now we have to chase. Every game for us from now until the end of the season is a final. You have to treat them like finals because every game in the Premier League is very difficult. But today we won, and now we have to push on and keep chasing.
Does it feel like you've made a bit of a statement? Level with Liverpool now, prove this is a three-way fight.
I don't know. I think today we had to do our job. We had to win the game. Aston Villa was doing really well in the last couple of games. Credit to Steven Gerrard and his staff and their players. They have a really good team. It was not easy for us, but in the end, our quality came through, and now we have to push on. We have to make sure that every game is a final, win, and that's it.
You did your job. Good to see you back.
Thank you.
We are the hunters now. We are the hunters now. That is exactly the kind of mentality that we should be having, because by having that mentality, by playing each game as a final, I don't think Lukaku just made that up. It just came into his head. That's been drilled into his head. That's been pushed into his head by the gaffer. And that, for me, is the difference with Tuchel. I want to discuss the attack of Chelsea moving forward next season, because Chelsea have got a very good defensive record even now. Chelsea are I think we've conceded 13 goals this season, while City has only conceded 12. All right, so our record is the second best in the league. City has scored a hell of a lot more goals than us. They've scored I think 12 or 13 goals more than us. It might be more because of the Leicester game, but they've scored a bunch of goals more than us, and that is the difference of the positions. We are where we are, and they are where they are because they are able to convert those chances to finish off teams. I know a lot has been said about the Chelsea defence in the past few weeks, but lads, the Chelsea defence is still one of the best in the league. However, our attack is the problem. Lukaku, his performance. Do we feel more confident now that we've seen the way Lukaku played yesterday? Do we think we've turned a corner in respect to goal scoring? How confident are you guys going into next year with what you've seen so far? And the other thing that I want to address is, because we didn't really talk about this, is should Chelsea try to bolster their attack in January, i.e. loan someone to come in to be a backup to Lukaku, or sign someone to come in to be a backup to Lukaku or a number 2 to Lukaku? And there are talks about Lautaro Martinez being on the radar for Chelsea. So I want to address that with you guys for a little bit. So give me your thoughts on the attack of Chelsea moving forward.
It's still incomplete for me. I think we've been talking about this for a while now. Chelsea just don't have an offensive thinker. Somebody that can get in the final third and make the decisions to put the attackers in the best position to score. And that's still a problem. Aside from that, I still think that until we can see Chelsea's complete squad with the Werners, with Lukaku, with Havertz, all healthy and available for selection, then we can't really say that we know what we're going to look like, right? I mean, it's great to see Lukaku come into this game yesterday and show what he can actually do, and which is what I've been saying from time. The guy likes the ball early. He likes to get into the channels. He likes running at defenses. And when, the defenses are parked, 11 men in the box, I don't know any striker that's going to be able to do much with that. It's just hard to do, right? When you have him running at defenses, he's a lot more threatening, and he has more options. He can use his pace, he can use his power, he can use his technique. All of that stuff are available to him. When you limit what he has available to him, so all he has is he's running down a corridor and all he has to do is try and dribble past somebody, then you don't see the best of Lukaku. He needs to be making decisions. Give him ample enough time to make decisions about what he needs to do. And you always see he'll make the right decision, because closer the latter stages of the game, you saw him running at defenses, and instead of trying to take it 1v1 on himself, he's looking to pass it off to Kovačić, who then played it on to Callum. He should have scored. Another opportunity, he lays it off to Mason Mount. Mason Mount should have scored. These are opportunities that he sees all the time. He's the closest thing that we have to somebody that is unselfish, even though you want him to be, because he's their number 9, and you want him to be on the end of things rather than just like being the facilitator. But I think yesterday he showed us close to a complete package for him. He's great in the air, held up the ball, used his strength. I was happy with his performance, but going back to your question, I don't think we need to go in the transfer market, because we still haven't seen what this Chelsea side looks like at full strength. If you could give Lukaku 60 minutes and then bring on somebody like Havertz or Werner to spell for him and provide something different. This guy is, yo man, you still in your jogging pants, man? You sleeping in your pajamas there, Boogie? Yo man, I know it's holidays, man, but man.
Christmas.
You know what I think with our squad right now. I know there's a lot of work that we got to do, but we don't have to rush ourselves into Dick's coming transfer window in January, trying to bring a player in to change anything. Once like Couch said, we haven't seen a whole squad playing, but let's say for continuously maybe a month or two with all the players back healthy. I mean, the bench is very very much more healthier. We don't know what it's going to be like, so I'll prefer that we can wait until summer, then we know where we're really lacking. But now we know what we're lacking. Creativity up front is not there. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's young. He's a young guy. He's trying to learn. But then if we want to win these kind of trophies, Callum cannot take us there at this specific time until he learned much more. His finishing is very, very. I feel bad to use this word because it's my fellow countryman. Finishing is very poor. Decision making in front of a pole is very, very abysmal. And also, we need a player that can get us at least 15 goals from the midfield. A player, gone are the days, Frank Lampard, getting goals from all angles. Deco was right there. Michael Essien, Mikel Obi. Oh, no, I won't say Mikel Obi. I don't know how many goals Mikel Obi got us. Anyway, with McLillys and all that kind of guys. We have them. They strike the ball from 45 yards, 18, in front of the 18, everywhere. But we don't have one. Kovačić, he will strike the ball. It never hit target. It never even hit the crossbar. I don't know what's wrong with these guys. So we need someone that can get at least 15 goals. Those two can share those. If you're playing a double pivot, those guys have to share the goals together. At least 20 goals, 10 each. Then we have to focus on what the attackers can give us. Creativity up front, it's not there. Pulisic is one of the guys. But then how long, how healthy can they have Pulisic in the course of the year? Pulisic is a very creative. He creates a guy just like the penalty he had for us. We've seen what he did during the post-lockdown era. We know what he can do, but we need more guys on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. If Hudson is not pulling himself very well, we need Pulisic to be up there on the left-hand side because that's where he plays very well. So these are the things that I think that we have to look into. A guy in the midfield to get us goal. And then more aggressiveness, more creativity up front. That's all I think we have to do going forward.
Cheers, Nee. Lads, I want to say, big up to CFC Gem in the chat. CFC Gem is currently unwell, so I want to wish him a speedy recovery. Get well soon, mate. And I hope you and your family have a blessed Christmas and a happy New Year. And hopefully we'll see you back on YouTube very soon. So get well soon, my brother.
And can you give him also your Fernandes blessing?
Yeah. Everyone here is wishing you the best, mate. Everyone here.
Yep. The best to you, Jim.
Big up, Jim.
Big up, Jim. Get well soon.
Get well, Jim. Mo, I really agree with what Nee Zion said. But adding to that, I think our scoring problem is symptomatic of the age of the strikers. But having said that, they are developing and they're coming to that point where it's almost, I won't say it's totally, it's almost no longer acceptable because they have been playing together at this high level for some time now. One thing I don't want to really see is, what Mount did yesterday. I'm still seething. You don't have an open goal and do that, and you're that quality of player. I think him missing that chance was just not acceptable. To a certain degree, even Callum Hudson-Odoi, that shot that he took that was really within the realms of grasp of the Villa goalkeeper, he can and should do better. But, they will learn. Becoming a lethal finisher is not something that happens overnight. And this is where persistence and giving people time comes in. On one hand, we're talking about using our young players, our youth players, our academy graduates. And at the other hand, we can, and maybe rightfully so, get a bit too frustrated with our missing chances. I think the best thing about this is that we are creating chances. We are creating incredible chances. And I think it's a matter of time. Sooner or later, these boys are going to start finding their range. I really believe that. It could be a month, it could be 2 months, it could be next week. But they will start to find their range. And once they do, our concerns about our forward line will fade away completely. We have the right players in the attack, but we have to remember their age.
Yeah, I'm one of those that think there should not be excuses for those players, and that's the main reason why I have a lot of issue with. I don't know if it is rightly so with Lukaku because he's a senior in that lineup, and I want him to just keep scoring, 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 scoring. But if you don't give him the proper chance, can he score? Yesterday he showed that. During his interview, he said, "I'm trying to be more mobile." When he say that, I mean someone is telling him, "Man, you need to move in that box. You cannot just be there and waiting for the ball to come in."
Do you know who's telling him, Boogie? Do you know who's telling him?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure Kutuku.
Antonio Conte.
Yeah. No. Listen, Lukaku is hearing from the staff, from the manager. But Lukaku is one of those guys who's active on social media.
Oh, probably he's listening to us also.
No, I'm not saying us. I'm not saying us, the Blue Lounge. I'm not saying.
Oh, why not?
Lukaku, hit the like button, mate. Hit the like button, Lukaku. Hit the like button.
Every time anybody talk about you, they say you are a legend.
Listen. Seriously, Lukaku is very active on social media, and he reads what people are saying, and sometimes he even tries to respond in an indirect way. I follow him on Twitter, and a lot of the messages that he puts on Twitter have hidden meanings behind them. If you read a lot of his messages, they're not clear, as in I'm going to do this. We should. No, there's hidden meanings behind his messages, and I think Lukaku is the biggest critic of him, of Lukaku. I think Lukaku knows what he needs to improve on, and he is going to be doing that, and he is striving to do that. And I think the way he talked in that short clip that I played, it shows that he wants to bring success to this club, and he wants to be a part of success with this club. A lot of us forget the emotional bond that Lukaku has with this club, and for Lukaku to win something at Chelsea would be something precious and valuable for him for many reasons. Not because he's won the Premier League, no, because he's won the Premier League while he's at Chelsea. He's won the World Club Cup. No, it's because he won the World Club Cup while he was at Chelsea. So these things for him will be very, very important for him. And I think it's maybe we're being a little bit sentimental in our evaluation, but I think that also plays a part in your motivation as a striker. How do you guys think?
I was gonna. Oh, sorry, I
didn't finish. You cut me off now. That's how it has to be.
Well, Boogie, Lukaku don't like you anyway. You're very negative.
I wasn't even. What I'm trying to say is the fact that our wingers don't bring the goals. That's what I always expect Lukaku to just be the one bringing all the goals. Maybe I'm asking too much from him also. But then I always compare our winger with Liverpool wingers, Mane and Salah. Like if we can reach, I can't wait. Like Bobby said, maybe we just have to be a little patient with them. If we manage to reach that point where we have someone, a winger, in our rank that can bring 20 goals, 15 goals, and the other one bring 10 goals. Listen, and if Tuchel is still the coach at that time, I don't think anything can stop us at that time. It will be too late for any club in the EPL to stand us.
You remember when I told you Mount has been told to score more goals. That's what he's been training on a lot now. Remember, I said that a few weeks ago. And even Callum, what they told him is to hit the target. For me, that's not good enough. Okay, they told him when you get into the box, whatever you do, make sure you hit the target. And I see when he's shooting the ball, he's taking too much. Instead of doing assessing the situation to score, to lift the ball or whatever, all he's trying to do is what he's been told: hit the target. For me, that's not good enough. You should be. He's good. He's too good to do the safe thing. When you're that good of a player, you have to take risk. That's your job. he has to stop playing. So, oh, let me just do the textbook thing, hit the target, because that's what they are told to do.
Yeah, but
that's
I don't. Sometimes I don't know what does that mean? Hit the target, score the goal. Right?
That's the thing. Hit the target. When you hit the target, you have higher chances of scoring a goal. Boogie. If you've been to England, I will take you to an academy. You listen.
Wait. Time out.
They're not hitting the target. That's our problem.
Before this gets pretty, time out. Zion, I know you have to go, my brother. Big up to you, and thank you for coming on.
Yeah, I actually came on because of Boogie, man. He makes my day all the time, Boogie.
MDT always bring vocabulary, play game of words. I'm always lost. That's my biggest issue.
Because he knows you're a Frenchman. He knows you're a Frenchman.
Yeah, you're a Frenchman. You think one way. You don't see things. You think everything is black and white.
All right, MDT, you're right.
Boogie, whenever you come to England, I will take the chance and take you to an academy. You will see, you hear the vocabulary.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hitting the target.
MDT and Boogeyman.
Yeah.
MDT and Boogeyman. This comment here by Hockey. He's saying, what do you think about our midfield affecting our attack? The build-up, I think it means indirectness, etc. And by the midfield, I mean a particular top player. I think maybe Jorginho, maybe he's referring to Jorginho. I think so. How do you guys see the midfield affecting our attack? And do you guys think that had we got a more direct approach in midfield, maybe we would be scoring more goals? And I can reflect upon a particular player who, when he's playing and he's playing well, we do tend to score a lot more goals, and that is Kovačić, because he has a more direct approach in his passing. So, what do you guys think? And I'll let MDT and Boogeyman take this question first, as they have been talking about the attack. So, one of you guys jump in.
You know, we're not gonna agree more. You know that, don't you?
Of course.
He's French, so he disagree with everything.
Of course.
Yeah. So, with this, I agree with Hawkins to a point. Yeah, that's true. If you go direct, you score more goals on transition, quicker and easier. It's easier to score goal on transition than to build it slowly. If you build it slowly, if the other team is organized, you have to work twice as hard to create chances. So if you remember Pep Guardiola's first season against at Man City, that's what he realized. Second season, he bought players that can do transition and do the both side of the ball. Okay, currently we have players like Jorginho is a more of a control ball player. What Kova can do both. With him, the only thing is if he can improve on his finishing, he would have been like one of the best midfielder you ever seen. Okay, but Kova can do both, but Jorginho can do the control. So this is the thing. I believe that So I believe that we playing if we play certain players, like if you play Cho, you play Pulisic. That's our more direct approach team. Ziyech can do it, but even man, but they're not as fast as those two. So, but if you don't play with fast players in the forward line, no matter how fast your midfield move the ball, you're not gonna score quick because the players are not fast enough. So it's not only the midfield; it's the two players behind Lukaku. They have to be very quick for that to work. Jorginho can play the ball as fast as he wants, but if those two players are not as quick as they should be, it won't make a difference. So it's not only the midfield; it's the midfield plus the two direct players behind. Because Liverpool, as the reason why they play fast is Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. It's not Firmino. It's Mo Salah and Sadio Mane because the speed they provide, the directness they provide, they are deadly. So Trent will just make sure that the ball gets in the position, or Van Dijk or whatever. They know that Salah is there, or Mane will get to it, or even Jota. So sometimes it's not only the midfield. We're expecting too much from Jorginho sometimes. We know how Jorginho play. If we have the players in the forward behind Lukaku to do the right thing, Jorginho will be able to play fast. Like yesterday, is it yesterday game when he put Mount through? Is it him? Yeah, it was him, isn't it? because Mount run. If Mount come for the ball, Jorginho will give Mount the ball. But if Mount run past the defender, Jorginho will give him the ball. So it's the front players. It's not only the midfield.
I just say this. I wanted to just piggyback on that. I still, while I do agree that like Jorginho has an eye for that pass, his recognition of it is not very good. You know, because there's times where you see movement off the ball, and instead of just launching it into space to get it forward, he's passing it back, passing it sideways. So that's the only argument I have there. Is it's like, as much as he has it in his locker, it's the recognition that you want, like that he doesn't offer a lot of the times. And as far as like the attackers you're talking about that play behind the striker, I think that also what we need to look at is the speed of thought. It's not so much about like just being physically fast. It's also like using your mind to move to know what the next move is quickly. Sometimes a lot of those guys get into great positions and they're just dwelling on the ball, thinking about what they want to do with it next. And by the time they make up their mind about it, the opportunity's gone. So it's just speed of thought and speed of feet as well that I think is just lacking in that that attacking area.
All right, Boogie, you wanna yeah.
Yeah, I think MDT says something that I was going to say. I don't think the midfield are to blame for our lack of scoring goals, because we all on this panel at least will agree that we create those chances. We just don't score them. And again, it comes back to the maturity of our attacker. They need to take their chances. And what I was going to say is, if we compare our lineup with Mane and Salah, they is the one that offer the opportunity for the midfielder to be more direct. That's the other thing. Chelsea tend to have a high possession than Liverpool most of the time. And when we have that much possession, the other teams tend to sit. So it's difficult for our forward to actually find those channels and place themselves. But at the same time, that should be their main objective. Every time we manage to get the opposing players outside of their half, they should be looking for the run through the channel. And I'm pretty sure if Kovacic see them, if Jorginho sees them, they will receive the ball. They're the one that have to open those channels for them to release the ball. If they don't, then it will always be in possession, keep the possession till we have the opening. I'm pretty sure if we put Jorginho and Kovacic playing with Sadio Mane and Salah, we will just say something else about those two players. It's going to be that. So I'm not sure. I think Tuchel, I will leave that in Tuchel's hand to figure that out. He needs to find a way to get our winger to open this game and offer more score goals, and hopefully with maturity they will start scoring goals.
Yep. Yeah, no, there is definitely room for improvement in our attack, and I think wingers do need to convert more. We saw some stupid, silly misses yesterday. Couch critic, I know you have to bounce, my brother, so I'll let you see your final words before you go.
Yeah, not really much to add. It's been a great year, 2021. Saw a lot of great Chelsea supporters. None bigger than on this particular stream here with you guys here. So it's been a fantastic year, a successful year for me and for the club, and just growing the fan base and learning more about football from all you guys as well. So I'm looking forward to 2022 and making sure that we can continue to grow, continue to learn more about this game, and continue to see success on the pitch with Chelsea. So, I'm looking forward also to this game on Wednesday. I'm not looking past it. I know that there's a Liverpool game on Sunday as well that everyone's got earmarked as a big one. But Brighton's not going to be an easy opponent as well. If we're not careful with that, losing that game could make the Liverpool game less important because I feel like we're at the point right now where we just got to keep winning, every game now. But like I said, really excited about the potential of 2022. Love the squad. Love what we have going forward. It's just a matter of everyone getting back to health and the club giving us the opportunity to, express ourselves fully, and maybe backing Tuchel in this January transfer window to get him somebody that to help spell Conte, to help spell Alonso, to mark just a signal of intent, really, just to show us that, we're serious about this thing. We want to win the Champions League again. We want to win the Premier League. And, with their backing, we could definitely, acquire somebody that can help us achieve those targets. But, it's up to them. And I'm using this, like I said, I'm using this window to assess how seriously they think we are about this year. But guys, I got to go. Big up to all you guys. Happy holidays and whatnot, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow, possibly.
We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, Couch. Have a good one, brother. Have a good one. Before we continue, go on, MDT. What you want to say?
Sorry, Mo, don't forget, I have something for Boogeyman. He's the stats man. That thing I sent the first one, it was for him.
It's there. Yeah, no, it's there. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Sonic Fan Plus Channel. Can't wait for 2023. Thank you for the $17.99 specific donation. Thank you for that. But we'll have to get through 22 before we get to 23. I can't wait for 23. I can't wait for 25, 24. But let's get past 22. Thank you for the super chat. All right.
Can I add something for that quick?
Yeah, go on.
But he said he can't wait for 2023.
Yeah.
I think we have to bring a new donation to make sure we understand that it is 2022, man. I'm just saying.
No. Listen. I'm to be honest, I'm trying to figure out why it's $17.99. Why it's not 18? Why it's not 18? Why it's not 16?
I think it was 20? 18, but the charges they took it away. That's what it was.
No. It's his specific. It's specific. $17.99. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for the donation. It's the first time I've actually seen you comment on my stream. So thank you for that. Tobago, welcome to the stream. What's your thoughts on the year so far, mate? Or 2021.
Hello, guys. Do you hear me?
We do, loud and clear. How are you?
I'm good. Boogeyman, MDT, Bobby. Other one is Alex, ne?
Alex is there as well. He's just jumped in. Yep, big up to Alex.
Yes, how are you doing? I think I'm good, and you?
He's good. Trust me. Tell me your thoughts, mate. Tell me your thoughts.
I think we had a successful year by winning the Champions League and also the Super Cup, which we struggled to win. I think in 2022...
Say again. We struggled to win the Super Cup?
Recent times. We never won it.
Yeah. Go on.
So I'm glad we won it. I'm glad we won it also. And then, coach said something about January transfers. I think we need to address some issues. N'Golo Kante is no longer that N'Golo Kante we know due to his on and off injuries. We need someone, but I don't know we'll get him in January. But besides that, I'm happy with our team in 2021. That's it, guys.
All right, fantastic. Do you think Lukaku's back in business? I know you're a big fan. Do you think he's back in business now?
It's going to take time because remember it's not fully fit, but his what should I say? Him playing with Callum is a good combination because at least he got a runner there. So you just need another wing that will assist Lukaku also, but I don't know who will be there. But besides that, I'm happy he came and he won the game for us.
That he did. Tobago, thank you for coming on. Much love. Merry Christmas to you, my brother. And we'll speak to you very soon. Take care, my man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, Alex, welcome. How are
What's
you?
going on, guys?
Good. We're good. How you doing?
Good. I heard y'all is a time to complain about Jorginho.
How are you doing, Alex? I hope all is well with you and the family. Oh, God.
Everybody's fine. Went to visit in-laws yesterday. We survived that, so we survived that. We can survive everything.
Sweet,
But
sweet.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
um,
Alex, I want you. I mean, we started the stream by talking about the highlights of the year, and what we can learn from it moving into 2022. What has been your highlights of 2021, and what can we take from it and improve for next year?
uh, well, first of all, I joined the streams this year, so that's the biggest highlight. Uh, you're gonna take my advices. That's
You're pushing your luck. You're pushing your luck, man.
Boogie will take the advice. Don't worry.
I
Alex.
know. Oh, here's my Ukrainian friend. He's followed me from stream. He's followed me from stream to stream. Big up, man. Well, the year was, of course, we won the 2 trophies this year already, so we shouldn't complain. As much as I like to give grief to Jorginho, all that, and stuff like that. I think our squad is actually really strong, and it's gonna be changing. And we should not expect the changes all of a sudden, because it was never like that in the first place. If you remember our history, like we never build the team in one transfer window. So we're gonna slowly adjust to what we can do, what we can do. What I like about this season is the Tuchel. The Tuchel changed. He literally, it's been a year this year when he came in as a coach. So that's probably the biggest highlights of the season so far. And for me, because he was so the most, how you said, the most value is he can play with the teams he's got. Otherwise, if you remember the teams that we used, we had the same team for past 2 3 years, and we were fighting for top four. For the past 3 4 years, we played with the same players, barely had any transfer markets in the transfer market, and we are fighting for the top four all the time. So now we won the championship league. We're adjusting our weaknesses. We're looking in the market again. We are back in the top, questioning top. You see what I'm saying? Like we're back in that conversation, Manchester City conversation, Liverpool conversation. We're back in it. So like that's the highlight of another highlight of the season. So for me, I like what we what we're doing. I just hope it's not going to be interrupted by stupid decision from board and fire Tuchel on a couple of things that doesn't go away. That's the biggest thing. And always disagree with Boogeyman. That's another highlight.
That's what we're taking into the next year. We'll we now know we have to
make more disagreements.
Make more disagreements with Boogeyman. Big up to you, Alex. Thank you very much. Let me hear from Hockey. Hockey, you've been gone for a while, mate. Good to have you back. How you doing, mate? How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks. Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas to you. Merry
Compliments of the season. So yeah, basically, I think the topic is a good one, because this year in general has been full of bubbles and reality checks, like from so many parts of the game, right from the point we won the Champions League, right from the point we felt we were going to drop down to the table, right from when Tuchel took us, right from when we also lost the FA Cup final. It has been just everything. This year has been, and I think it was the biggest learning curve actually for both Tuchel, the players, and also as well seeing one of our players win, top 3 in the whole world, and we're still requesting for more from his performances. So it has just been everything for us today. Also, the signing of Romelu Lukaku, and he couldn't play, loads of games as we wanted to. He was back into the side. We had loads of fans saying it's not good enough, is this. So, and it's back there scoring goals. So it has been really everything for Chelsea fans this year. And hopefully we're going to build on everything we've learned from this, past year. And hopefully we're going to get, positivity in the next year. And that's just what I'm hoping for. Yeah.
Fantastic. I wanna get your overall perception, guys. Well, what's hockey doing on my sport? Come on, man, come back over here. There we go. That's it. No, I want to know.
More, can I say one thing? More, can I say one thing? I just want to steer the pot a little bit.
Go on, steer it.
Alex, you told Boogeyman on the last stream to say you would like to see Lukaku attacking from the left, and Boogie said he cannot do it, and he did it last game. What do you want to tell Boogie?
I'm not gonna
talk about stirring that pot, mate. Talk about stirring.
I just don't understand you guys' football. Understand
Boogie.
I'm joking. I'm just stirring the pot.
You said stirring the pot. We have an expression in where I come from. You've took the pot and you've thrown it out of the window. Stirring the pot. You threw the pot out of the window. With Boogeyman sitting in the middle of the pot. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Listen. No. Let's be fair. I wanna, take things into a more logical perspective. Boogeyman, you said Lukaku can't run. You said Lukaku can't control the ball. You said Lukaku doesn't have positioning. You said Lukaku can't finish. There's no pot, is there?
That's a lot of things you said.
The pot is gone. There's no pot. Now
there's a lot of things you said, Boogeyman.
Yo, next topic.
Also, to be fair to Boogeyman, on the stream yesterday, he said he was very pleased and very happy with the way Lukaku played. He also acknowledged that Lukaku is a good player. I think the issue a lot of the fan base has with Lukaku is they built him up so high that it was difficult. Expectations. It was difficult for him to win everybody over. The injury that he had, the timing of that injury, the length of time it took him to recover, and to be fair to the man, he was brought back from injury earlier than required, or than it should have been, because he was missed. We didn't have a replacement for him. Sure. And I think now he's probably back to his form. Even though he's only been out of isolation for a couple of days when he played, and you could hear it on his voice in that interview. He was still not 100%, but he gave it a good go. So Boogeyman, are you comfortable with Lukaku? Do you think Lukaku is going to turn it around? And that is, the pot being stirred. So, your perception, your opinion.
Yeah, it was just one good performance, right, against Aston Villa. And what he did yesterday, listen, I can only say the man has at least done something good against Aston Villa. I want to see that more often. That's all it is. It's a game by game. I cannot just sit down here and say Lukaku is turning into the Inter Milan Lukaku. Lukaku has to repeat those performances day after day, because our wingers are not scoring goals. They need a leader. We keep saying they have to mature to become the Salah and the Mane. They're not there yet. So if we have to wait for Lukaku also to mature, or Lukaku is already 28, I have a problem with it. That's why I keep saying this game, yesterday game, Lukaku shown that he's there to help the team hunt Manchester City. Like that last run he did, like the last minute run, I just understand. I feel, because I play football also, I understand how much he tried to hold on to that ball. He doesn't want that ball back in our defense. That's why he keeps finding off everybody trying to take the ball. He's helping the team, like he said. He's that. He, like in his interview, he said, "I want to help the team." And with this game, every game now is a cup final or something. He said, he mentioned something like that. So from now till the end of the season, we just have to keep winning all our games. It's a final for us. And if he's in that mentality, that way of thinking, listen, I'm going to be behind him, supporting him, and that's all it is. But he needs to really, really lead our attack, help those youngsters to reach maturity. I cannot find any excuse for Lukaku. If I have to be patient with the young, Lukaku is not young for me. So that's the only thing I can say.
I got some perspective to bring into this, Mo, where Lukaku's concerned. He did very well yesterday, admitted, yes, for sure. Perhaps a bit too well, considering that he's just coming back from COVID. Maybe he was pushed too much. I don't know. That's left to be seen. However, we have to remember that Lukaku likes a goal against Villa, and his last Premier League goal was against Villa back in September. So is that a benchmark of improvements? Probably not. What we've learned is that he needed a rest mentally and physically, and he may have got that. So hopefully he can build on that for the rest of the season. And another thing we've learned is that we do need a backup striker so that he can be getting that rest, that breather in between a difficult schedule of international games and Premier League games and cup games, that breather that he wasn't getting. So he did well yesterday, but, the jury's still slightly out.
Okay, yeah. Can I say something?
Sure,
Yeah,
go on,
so
go on.
I think basically we should also look at it from this perspective, yeah? Lukaku is a great player. The way he played yesterday wasn't because of he got the goal or something. It was because he showed actually the quality he has if he's being played in a fluid system, in a way he can actually perform. But when you keep him, to just act as a single figure, to just stand with five players, no striker will do anything in that position. Now, I don't think we should be looking at Lukaku based on his performance. We know what he can do. We know the kind of quality he is. So the only thing that would make him perform so well is if the system is fluid enough, if the players are more direct, everyone is creating chances and giving him those chances. If you don't do that, you'll get the same Lukaku we probably got against a few games we hated. So that is just my own point. I don't think it's about Lukaku. Lukaku is a great player. He will drift to the left if you give him the space to drift to the left, move to the right if he feels like it. He will chase those balls, marshal players, body them. He has the physicality. He will knock balls down with, aerially is superb if you give him those crosses. So if you're not doing any of these things, you're not giving him this chance to actually prove his quality, then it's a zero. He would not give you any great performance. So I think the table has to be set for your best players to actually perform, because when you do that, he gives you goals. He plays really well, and that's just what I think.
Boogie, I'm just joking. I was just joking. Come on, I have love for you. I was just joking. I'm just pulling your leg.
Don't worry, man. I know.
Okay. Well, the thing is, for me, is twofold. I agree with a little bit of Boogie, what he said. I disagree with most of it. What I want Lukaku to do is help the young players. These players, they need help. Okay, finishing, he's a better finisher than them. Okay, Lukaku should be taking them, like one-on-one. Whether it's Callum, whether it's whatever, all the front players. This is how you finish. Okay, if somebody is in a better position, give them the ball. Just look at the pass Lukaku did to cover. You can tell those two players are intelligent players. That pass, if it was Werner, he will wait for the ball. If it was any of our forward, even Mount, they will wait for the ball. You know what Cover did? He came to the ball and lifted over the defender and passed it to Cho to have a chance. Look at that. And Lukaku played the same ball to Werner against Zenit. But Werner waited for the ball. So you can see when players are playing, they're all on the same wavelength. It's easier. So Lukaku, as the senior player, need to start taking these players in. They need to have this. He need to bring them in. Whether it's finishing drill. Zola used to do it to Lampard. For Lampard, yeah. When Lampard started as a youngster at Chelsea, his finishing was too horrible. He was training with Zola. Okay? And Didier used to do it with Kalu and them lot and Anelka. They used to drill. You could see it that time on the old Chelsea TV channel. This is the thing. Lukaku and these young players, because he's a better finisher than them, they need to have where they do their own thing, where it's just the attacking players. But the problem is we have two players in that position who should be playmakers, but they're too young. They don't look for playmaking more at the time. So for me, I don't have, and also the only reason why I'm worried about Lukaku is I don't think Lukaku will be ready for Brighton. Are we gonna play him? This is where the problem is. I don't think Cho is ready for Brighton because of the COVID. Are they gonna play? So this is where we have another problem again.
I think they're non-systematic COVID patients.
Yeah.
I don't think they're sick. I think they're not systematic.
Yeah.
Because no, Lukaku was apparently he has the symptoms. He was bad. He was ill. So this
I didn't know about Lukaku.
Yeah, so imagine Kai is coming back from it. Kai will be playing. How long are we gonna play Kai? Is it for 45 minutes? Then Cho has played 90 minutes. He was meant to play only 45 minutes, medical advice, because he has no train. So what's gonna happen? So these are the things. If we go and risk Lukaku and play him for 60 minutes, 70 minutes.
Where's
Ziyech hurt? I think
he was on the bench yesterday.
He was on the bench, yeah.
He was
He's
hurt
not fully
the game
fit as
before.
well.
Yeah.
And where's Werner?
He
coming from COVID.
Christmas vacation.
No,
he's coming back from COVID as well.
I think Lukaku can have some minutes. He won't play 90 for sure, but he could come on maybe another 45.
Pulisic false 9.
No, I don't want to see Pulisic on false 9.
Harvard as well cannot play 45 minutes. So we have players that are back, but they cannot play 45 minutes. It's either 30 minutes, 40. So what's gonna be the front line against Brighton? It's gonna be Ziyech.
We have a bigger MGT. With all due respect, we have a bigger problem than the front three playing on Tuesday. We have a bigger problem. We have Reece James that he needs the rest. He was out of depth last game. So does Mount. Mount played 90 minutes before.
Thiago Silva hamstring.
Well, Thiago Silva is he got the 4 weeks rest now. But I'm talking about Mount and James. You can see they were tired.
James is tired.
Yeah.
James is tired and he's not fully.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
James, that right flank. They've overplayed on the right flank. Overplayed.
Well, that's because we're. I don't want to criticize go to Jorginho's factor and everything. I would like to have Jorginho in the squad. All I want for us is to have a second option. If one option doesn't work, I want to have a second option. That will be, you know what I'm saying? Play 4-3-3, for example. We have the greatest number 8s, I think, in Premier League. I think we will have one of the best number 8s in Premier League.
Who's that?
Do what?
Who is that?
Kovačić and Conte.
Okay.
So if Kovačić and Conte play can you imagine Kovačić and Conte and somebody that's like a Mikel? I know you're gonna roll your eyes, Boogeyman, in a minute, but I'm not when I said physical defensive mid, I'm not even that. I'm more about not getting bullied after ball so easy, you know what I'm saying? Just something that he can sit by himself in the back. And if we go 4-3-3. With Kovačić, can you imagine, you can't stop Conte. He knows one way, either 100% or 110%. He can't go below. He doesn't care how injured he is or not. You know what I'm saying? So does Kovačić. If you think about it, Kovačić is really direct and intelligent on the ball. So if those two play in that midfield with somebody's behind them, watch out, Premier League, because they will be deadly.
Where is Ruben now?
He's injured.
Still out. Well, I think for Brighton, they're going to have to play maybe one of the youngsters on the left and Aspi on the right. Wing back.
Or
I don't think we have
Pulisic or somebody. Or youngsters. Yeah, youngsters probably. Is that home or away game? I couldn't remember.
I can't remember either. But because Alonso will have to be kept for the Liverpool game, as will one of our midfielders. So it's really slim pickings. It's really slim pickings again.
Yeah, should they arrest no picnic?
But the only thing is Brighton will be I think they played as many. I mean, the turnaround will be as tight for them as it is for us.
I don't think that Brighton is a really good team. First place, they're really good, solid team. We just don't have a good finishers. Otherwise, we will be way
They're
up.
missing a few players. I think Dunk is out, and I think they've got one of their strikers. They're also missing a couple. So they're not going to come to the match full strength. The thing is this: the next two games are going to be vital. Brighton is a game we're expecting to win. But with the current situation with injuries, can we really be expected to win? Liverpool is a game we must win. So the next, these two fixtures this week, massive.
I think it's better to beat Brighton, and because even Liverpool with our strong team, it will still be a struggle because they're a good side as well. So I think
we're rested.
Guys, when does anybody know when we're losing Mendy?
Yeah, 3rd of January. He's staying for Liverpool game and leaves next day.
He's staying. All right, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
because I know
you guys are missing the
Mo Salah staying. Mo Salah staying definitely.
Sorry.
Go on, MDC.
Yeah, we all missing this Brighton and all of these teams. Look at them; they're fresh. They've after the COVID, they have almost 2 weeks. The 10 days isolation and some. And look, yesterday, that's why even when they play, which team they play, they overpower them. They overpower Brentford because Brentford played only 2 games before that game. Okay, and this is the problem we're facing. Tottenham, look at it now; they're fresh. Okay, look at all the teams that have the COVID break. They're coming back with a fresher. Like it's like it's like a blessing for them. The teams that's not been resting are empty. Chelsea are empty. Okay, look at Man City yesterday. Okay, second half they struggle against Leicester. They couldn't handle Leicester because Leicester has rested. Although Leicester still missing players, Leicester players they had more energy in the second half. They were running faster than Man City. They were whatever. So this thing, the way it's gone, is not fair on certain teams because the team that had the COVID.
Mo, just as you said, Brighton played on the 15th of December against Wolves. Then they played yesterday, so they had 10 days rest before they played Brentford, and then they're gonna play us on Wednesday. So.
Oh, so it's another day rest. So it's not tomorrow game.
No, it's Wednesday.
Just like Liverpool will be rested. They'll play
They'll be rested as well.
They've already had a rest.
They'll have 5 days. 5 days. We're just going to have 4 days. But
plus the game they didn't play over the weekend.
Yeah, they'll play Leicester tomorrow.
MDT, I wanna ask you a question. MDT, what do you want me to bring on the screen?
Just bring just bring the image, just the image alone. So if Boogie want to go and research, I'll give him the website because when you send it to him, he's going to read it. This is for Boogie.
The formation.
Yeah, the formation
image. Yeah. All right, 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm putting that on the screen in a second. Hold on.
By the way, this is my Christmas present. It's called Stress Ball.
Stress relief. Yeah. We have a lot of them there.
Guess what name I'm gonna make that ball? It's gonna call it Boogie Ball.
Boogie
Ball. I'm happy for you.
Boogie Ball.
MDC, take it away, brother.
Yeah, Boogie. This is on that website. What's his name again? I forgot the website. Whatever. Who score? Whatever. They calculate all the teams, like every club, their best players in each position, were the most effective players when they play in that position. Like they will go Thiago Silva position. If Christensen have played there, whatever effectiveness left, whatever chances. So they rate them all. As far as they're concerned, this should be Chelsea. This is Chelsea's most effective players in each individual position this season. Yes. So this is what they say. Look, but us fans, we will dispute certain players, isn't it? Which is normal. But when they go by points, statistically, all the probabilities and everything come with when they shake it. Like you know, you love statistics, which I like a little bit of stats, but I don't like too much of it. But this is for you. This is what statistics are saying.
More, but this statistics has got Edouard Mendy at 6.7.
Yeah.
And
So,
Jorginho 6.9. So that was already false.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I don't like statistics. I'm just pointing why I don't like stats.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it misrepresents the facts. Because it depends who is calculating it.
Add more games than the other ones, and so indirectly it makes sense.
I can comment on
Plus
this.
Alonso or not?
Yeah, Alonso as well had more games than Chilwell. He had a very good stint, in the first part of the season when Chilwell was out. So that's probably.
You'll be surprised. Alonso has contributed to more of our attack than most of our players.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you'll be surprised. So that
we cannot be commenting on what is the numbers? What 7.2 Alonso? What does that mean exactly? And can someone point to that?
An average.
Well, they calculate. Yeah, it's out of 10. They calculate your contribution. Okay, like if Chelsea have an attack, if the attacks are more productive, how many attack you are involved in, all those whatever metrics they use.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Thank you.
So no. The reason why I'm saying this, after the contributions, Lukaku hasn't scored that many goals. His contribution to the team was not there, and he's 7.7. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, this is the thing. When they check their goals. Oh yeah. Sorry.
So when it comes to Reece James, I understand Reece James has contributed a lot to our offensive and sometimes in our defensive lineup. So I'm not sure if Reece James is being judged for his defensive work or his offensive work. N'Golo Kante and Jorginho.
Both.
Yeah, but so what about Silva? Is Silva being judged for the defensive and offensive? I know he scored goals.
Yeah, they calculate
overall game. It's overall game.
Overall game.
I need to see more about that. How those numbers are.
Because go on the website. Who score is there, and also like Lukaku. What they calculate? They calculate minutes. They calculate minutes. Goal per minute. It's not only appearance or whatever. Fans will go like, 20 appearance. They go by how much minute that players have played and the big chances they've missed compared to the big chances they've scored. Things like that. So this is what I was talking about stats. When people base argument on statistics, it's not accurate. You're using one metric over another. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is what they're saying is Chelsea's best team.
Yeah, based on performances.
Based on the stats.
It makes no sense. Lukaku, based on just performances, Lukaku has no.
Okay, so who should be there? Who should be there, Boogeyman?
I'll put Kai Havertz there.
Nah, Kai Havertz hasn't had any. He hasn't had any.
This is why Kai Havertz is not there because the stats doesn't.
How do you define performance? That's the question.
Yes,
that's what's the point. What MGT was put it up because the stats actually doesn't make the point that the eyes make. You see what I'm saying? I'm with you on it. He's not saying that this is correct. He's saying that the stats can be false.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
I understand that.
This is for people that base everything on stats, and then one player you judge on stats. Next players you judge on your eye test. So people sometimes when they don't like a player, if the player perform badly on stats, they base it on stats. If the player they like, it doesn't perform good on stats, they base it on eye test. I'm just trying for people that love stats, be consistent. Stats can be wrong. Eye test can be wrong too. You gotta base it. You gotta find the middle ground.
Personally, I can understand the statistics. I can understand why everything is like this. First of all, I think you can understand. The few things you raise your eyebrows on is, you had Chilwell. How many games did Chilwell have, in the Premier League this season? And so that's what you're going to think of. And also how many games as Alonso had as well. Then also you would raise your eyes on Lukaku as well. And you think of, Lukaku, the few games he had, the ratio per game he has given probably much more output than Kai Havertz has done.
That's where I disagree with you. Because listen, let's not turn this into forget about Lukaku. I need to see more about this stat. We are people who head here. We know
Yeah,
what's
that's
going
what you
on
want.
here.
You want us to forget about Lukaku, but we won't. Lukaku.
No, yeah, thank you for reminding me that. But that's not what I was doing. Anybody can say. Can you show that again, please? James was 7 point something, right?
Yeah.
7.5, and Alonso was 7.2.
Yeah.
Just since Chilwell has played for Chelsea, Chilwell contribution in our performances is I don't think is more than James. And I don't think Alonso is anywhere better than Chilwell because someone is telling me Lukaku is not about how many appearances, it's about how many minutes. But if I compare Chilwell with Alonso in that position, I think Chilwell beat Alonso by his contribution in our performance, whether it is defensive, whether it is the overall game, the runs, the passes, anything that Chilwell has done, he's done more than Alonso. But if Alonso is 7.2, that just means Chilwell is 8 or something. So, but I'm still thinking.
Yeah, Boogie.
Chilwell, yeah.
Let me answer it. It's very simple. Attacking wise, Alonso has created. In the last 5 games we played, Alonso has contributed at least to one big chance in every game. That's higher than any player on the pitch. So these are the things. Clear-cut chance. Even against Manchester United, the chance column, it was Alonso. One of Mount's goal recently, it was Alonso. So these are the things. And also, no, let me tell you one thing. Let me just explain to you. And then they go by when we concede a goal, which defender is mostly to blame? It minus your no. That's what I mean. Alonso hasn't been contributing most on our goals against. Let's be honest. You might not like him, but let's not tarnish that. That's not true. So if James is responsible, like let's say 50% responsible for a goal we concede, or a free kick in a dangerous position, we concede from or whatever, that go against him more. That's the thing. If Alonso hasn't Alonso hasn't involved in goals against us, it doesn't go against him. But your eye test will tell you, no, Alonso was out of position or whatever, but Alonso wasn't responsible for the goal against. This is what I'm telling you about stats. It doesn't measure, it measures numbers. Who was the last person to be responsible for the goal against? Who was this? Who was that? This is what I'm trying to tell you. So the stats saying that James, as much as he's good going forward, he has contributed more to us conceding or responsible than Alonso. But that's what stats is saying. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that when we...
I understand what you say, but I'm saying, but even based on that, Chilwell should be in that position because the small game Chilwell has played for Chelsea, he was one of the best in that position in the entire league. So he scored goals, I think 4 goals or something. And when it comes to his defense, I mean, he caused a penalty against our Southampton striker, but Livramento. I think that was Livramento. He created that penalty. But other than that, Chilwell was one of the best in that position. So just based on your stat, Alonso and Chilwell should switch position first. So that's I'm going to tell you. I don't think that whatever stat it is. Then when I bring that to Lukaku, then I'll start saying stuff. People will be like, I have agenda against Lukaku.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, just based on that stat, Alonso has no business sitting in that position. That's all I want to prove you that the stat is wrong.
Yeah. So I hear you, Boogeyman. Based on eye test, I will tell you, of course, Chilwell has to be in there. Chilwell was fantastic whenever he was on the pitch. Okay, he had a few rough games, but he was fantastic, in general. But statistics brings a lot of, other things into the game. And I sent something to our chat, to the Blue Long chat on Twitter. Those were the 2, statistics for Marcos Alonso and Ben Chilwell. Now, Alonso has had much more tackle success than Chilwell. Alonso has had more, of course, would I say, a lot of statistics here, shifts towards Alonso's side. And it's just because these are statistics. And I feel he has these statistics because he's played more games. He's played more games than probably Chilwell. So, and it's fair. When you play more games, you get more chance to do more stuff. Sometimes you play against lesser teams. Sometimes you play against top teams. So you can accumulate those stats. So that's the only part I can disagree with stats. But in general, we know Chilwell should be starting, ahead of Alonso. But the stats will just tell you like otherwise. Because look at tackle success is 38%. If you check Alonso's, it's 78%, and you're like, how is Alonso's tackle success 78? Over Chile's, and more stats as well that will show you why they could rate a player on average higher than the other one. So
here's my thing on stats. I don't look at the stats. If I like a player, I like a player. That's all it is. It's for me, like, so I don't know. It's like if it stats sometimes it depends on position, depends how people look at him too. So Alonso is who Alonso is, and that's one thing. But damn, what a save, De Gea. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the only thing I want based off stats is the forward players to make the goals and assist. That's the stats that are even those stats are actually not as accurate, because sometimes you can make a 5-foot pass and all of a sudden it becomes assist and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I'm more going on my eye test than on the stats, because it's
exactly.
Okay. Boogie, you see how confusing it is when you go on, statistically, this player is wonderful. This is why I told you. Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not as confused as you think I am. The thing is, a statistic, you use it to prove a point, and it's all based on
thank you
data and a proper condition. Like, you have to keep a certain condition fixed to do a proper analysis. I'm not saying whatever you show me is wrong. What I'm trying to tell you is the way we all on this panel see football. I think we can agree with one thing. When Alonso is playing football, we all put our head in our two hands. We're scared that Alonso is going to do something. We all know that.
Yes.
So all those things contribute to the performance of the team. We know when Chilwell is it.
Boogie, let me ask you a question. We had a couple of free kicks in the game yesterday. Reece James took one of them, or did he take both of them? Alonso, he was there to take the kick, but he didn't take the shots. Would you have rather have had him taking those free kicks or anybody else on that pitch?
To be honest with you, I'd rather have one of our main player taking free kicks, and so he can improve in it instead of a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, that's true as well.
And
Alonso is a very good set piece taker.
Our best.
Very good, if not the best in the team.
Our best.
I wanted him to take that free kick.
Me too. James hasn't been looking sharp all game. Alonso can look, out of his depth the whole game, but then when it comes to that, top bins.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Alonso has attributes that are fantastic, and he has attributes that are stressful. Heart attack attributes. For me, I'm more than happy to see Alonso as a backup for Chilwell until the end of the season. But as a backup to Chilwell, if Chilwell isn't going to get back, if Chilwell isn't available, then I think we need to address that position. I think we do give Alonso a lot of grief, and it's really based on things that he will never be able to do. It's not his game. Okay, Alonso will never be able to, to give you those darting runs, those fantastic defensive tackles. Every time I see him in the box with one of the attackers there, I'm literally, I'm going to say I'm shitting bricks because it's going to be a penalty.
Exactly.
He is not fantastic when it comes to defending, but when it comes to attacking, I was really happy with his performance yesterday. The way he was playing, his crosses, his positioning, his connecting with the other players, he did a good job. And I'm glad one of our wing backs was playing well yesterday. So let's give him credit where it's due. And yesterday he did all right.
Why didn't even look? VAR didn't even look. Didn't even
check it.
Ronaldo check it. Varane. They didn't check it.
If I didn't check it, that's a clear handball in the
Probably
box.
not big. Was it at the edge of the box? Or in the box?
It's definitely handball. Handball.
Yeah. Against United, yeah. Sorry.
Varane, yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, guys, look. Tomorrow we will be doing our match preview for the Brighton game. Hopefully, we'll hear some good news from Tuchel in the press conference.
Positive.
But we'll be back live tomorrow, 8 p.m., either 7 or 8 p.m., depending on my schedule. But we will be back tomorrow. It's been a good stream. Yeah. Today's stream has been banter, just a quick chat between us, and just to reminisce.
MGT, is your family back?
No. I'm gonna lose more of them soon anyway. So it's all right. I'm gonna be on
vacation
my own for a couple of days.
Vacation goes on.
No. And also, I'm glad to have you, Alex. Boogie man. Listen to Alex. He told you about Lukaku. You didn't listen. Don't listen to me. I know you don't listen to me. It's
even
fine.
though I didn't really think Lukaku is the great striker. I know what he can do, and I was just disagreeing with what the way Boogeyman was looking at. You know what I'm saying? He's not my cup of type of striker.
Alex. So he has got rid of his Timberland boots. Yeah, he's wearing some other footwear now.
Let me get you real quick about Timberland. His Timberland
real
boots.
Quick.
Real quick.
2 minutes.
His Timberland boots are on when he plays with the back to the goal. That's when he has the Timberland boots. When he has to shield it and he has to touch it. It's really hard job to do. Like I said, he's best off his shoulder when he have torn. That's when you explode in him. That's how. If you see the Mings, how he manhandled Mings. He make the fake. Mings thought he was going one way. He went another way and just pinned him out. That's a brilliant center forward.
Brilliant one.
Yeah. True.
And the second one, he just raped those defenders.
Brilliant one.
Yep. Guys.
I'm looking at Boogeyman and I'm saying brilliant.
You want the Boogeyman ball? Boogie, send me address. I'll mail you Boogeyman ball.
I'm ending the stream. Guys, take care. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you, Boogie.
Thanks for showing
Everybody.
up.